shit.
All right, so
I'll take the you're a bitch, you're a wee bitch comment for that video to exist. I'll take it.
all right, what's up, everybody? We don't know where Robert is. He just hasn't replied. I think he fell asleep.
Fell
Because
asleep.
he usually has to go to sleep right after the podcast. So maybe he'll jump in at some point. But I thought, we got some people joining. I thought it'd be fun to start with something completely. And I think we've kind of talked about this maybe once before, but definitely not with. I don't think Clocked It was here when we did, but Robert mentioned something earlier today. He's playing Resident Evil 3, and he's got a major gaming crush on Jill Valentine from the remake. So I want
Ruby just came back. Do we have to do this?
I want to share some gaming crushes from the past, maybe your first one you remember. But current gen, PS4, Xbox, Switch, if you had one, or two, and then seems like for me, I can remember like one almost for each generation. But so I'll start because I just sprung this on you guys. So if you want to think about it, my very first one, for sure, was Chun-Li from Street Fighter 2 Turbo on the Super NES. That was the first time I remember, because before that the visuals weren't to a level where you could really even see a female character, even really tell the difference. And on the NES, I mean, there was no. Personally, I didn't have any crushes or anything, so it was Chun-Li. And then, I mean, honestly, I was thinking about it. Other than in the arcade, you had the Mortal Kombat games. So you had like Sonya. I couldn't really think of any others from that Super NES Genesis era. But if you guys can think of any, some of you, T or Clocked It, retro.
Yeah, sure. I think Rob did his video before, didn't he? And
that's right, he did.
Yeah, we spoke about it before and stuff. And I think both me and T, I kind of forgot. I think T mentioned it, but I don't know if you want to mention it out. But we mentioned Blaze from Streets of Rage, and not so much in Streets of Rage 1, but second character model in Streets of Rage 2. She was looking much better.
Yeah, Orchid and Killer Instinct in the arcade. Was
that's what
nice.
I was trying to remember her name. Orchid. Oh boy.
Not so much on the
N64.
She
was basically like a voluptuous Janet Jackson. She's gorgeous.
Yeah, there wasn't.
You talked the N64 as well, and I think we all. Well, I loved Gruntilda. When she turns into she brains 2D.
Yeah, boy.
She turns into sexy Gruntilda.
That mean green.
I honestly can't remember an attractive female character on the N64. I don't know. I was trying to think of one earlier and I just couldn't. PS1.
What about the sunflower from Conker's Bad Fur Day? She was a. She
had some yams on her. Huh?
No doubt.
That was back when. I mean, it's not like it's graphics horror or anything. It's just like they didn't have a lot of face textures and stuff back then, so it was just kind of the general shape of the.
You mainly fell for the 3D rendering of them.
Yeah, that's
maybe on the game box. I mean, obviously in game she didn't look as good. So for me, Lara Croft.
Yeah, Lara Croft for sure.
Yeah,
Kasumi from Dead or Alive. Oh my god, Kasumi.
That's what I was gonna say, because you have like the video game boxes. Back in the day, you used the booklets. Because I remember one of my very first ones, like more in an innocent kind of way, not like look at his titties, because I was like fucking 10 or some shit, But and I always had something for Zelda from Adventure of Link, because in the booklet she had like red hair and this pink dress, and I always really fucking liked that. So, but like obviously in the game it's like 5 fucking pixels, like that doesn't do it for you. You had like booklets and that kind of shit.
Yeah. About you, Terrell? I know you've had some game crushes. You're pretty quiet there.
I mean,
don't want to tell nobody.
I mean, I have crushes from some of the franchises you mentioned, like Dead or Alive. I don't know what it was. It wasn't until Dead or Alive 4, I want to say, on the PS3 when I started. What's her name? Tina. I think she's a boxer. I thought she was cute. I'm trying to go through. The problem is a lot of my crushes were more anime focused than they were gaming focused. Because they weren't that pretty I would say Bayonetta probably was one. That was that's why I'm very much a fan of her second outfit than her first one.
Oh yeah, I forget how young you are.
Yeah, but to say,
But you recently played
what?
I can say you recently played Final Fantasy VII, and we mentioned Tifa before, but
That's a lot.
when we were talking about like the CGI sprites, obviously an in-game model wasn't amazing, but you still loved the character. But then when it got to the CGI and stuff, she looked great in that.
Yeah.
All both her heads. Yeah, it's great. I'm trying to think because like I'm the kind of games I played, I didn't have. I mean, it really didn't kick in until probably like maybe the Wii 360 era, and then even then, I think my modern one would be Mithra. That's wifey all day. I fucking love her.
And Donnie Arch, shout out to Donnie. He's brought up Soul Calibur. I was gonna get to that.
I got more, but
we were starting at the earlier days, but yeah, go ahead.
Just try to go back. Yeah, that's it.
We'll get to the current ones a little bit later. I want to climb the ladder of the generations here. Yeah, Soul Calibur 1, Song Mina for me, was my number one, and we had to unlock her. I forget, you had to do something. It was kind of halfway through the, my time with the game where I figured out how to unlock her, and I just play with her.
She was like a mirror of Kalik.
Yeah,
she
had a few unique moves, but
yeah, they all did.
When it comes to Soul Calibur, for me, because I think I was like 16 or some shit at the time, 17. I liked I forgot the name. It's been so long since I played it. What's it? Bonfast. Tammy, what was her name?
There's Taki. There was Ivy,
Sophitia,
Jean-Foy, or whatever.
Ivy, baby, Ivy.
Taki had definitely had the titty flops, so for sure, more than anybody else.
Shanghua, who was one of my main.
Yeah, she was cute.
Shanghua, yeah.
I always liked
the new one.
I don't know how many of you bet and shit, but I always liked Alice.
The thing is, like, even like the CGI stuff for Bloody Roar wasn't that great. So I didn't jam with the cowards on the waifu level.
Yeah.
No, but when I think Bloody Roar, I'm thinking of like the last one they made, which is so sad. Those are Primal Fury on the GameCube. They looked really fucking good in the moles in that game already and shit.
Yeah.
Where the fuck is Bloody Roar? It's fucking 8 years, man.
I'm gonna scroll through for those watching the stream, the screenshots I took playing Soul Calibur 6. So I got no shame.
But you mentioned where's Bloody Roar gone. One game I've been playing, just back catalog is I say back catch, it's an old game. Vampire Savior. And Vampire Savior is another series I've gone, and I mean that takes me back to, I think I got Vampire Savior not long after I got
2?
My Japanese Vampire Savior Darksiders 3.
Darkstalkers.
Yeah, because then you got Darkstalkers 3, sorry. But the characters there, like Felicia and stuff like that, they're doing the Bond diggity as well,
the Sophitia, the Sophitia in Soul Calibur 6, though. I just gotta say.
Sophitia, she was like the Greek kind of goddess type of character. She was
Sophitia,
but
Jean-Foy
awesome too. She's. But then there was sorry, I'm just scrolling through these. Getting back to some of the earlier, I want to say it's probably Resident Evil remake on the GameCube. Jill Valentine, I think, pretty hard crush on that. Nothing from the first game because they had the live actors in the beginning, and then it was pretty low quality after that. But I'm trying to think like the first time I was like, where Zelda drew my attention that way. And it was probably Twilight Princess, to be honest.
Oh, resting bitch face Zelda. Okay.
Yeah.
That's
resting bitch face Zelda.
When I saw
the characters in that game look so like.
Some of the children.
Zelda looks so dead. It's jarring to me. Oh shit! Lightning, you reminded me. Felicia from Darkstalkers. I fuck with that heavy.
There was somebody that looked better than Zelda.
That's what I said. And then he mentions Morrigan as well.
Oh yeah.
Very simple when it comes to Zelda. Like Ocarina of Time Zelda, adult Ocarina of Time Zelda. She did it for me. Like she was like, you know, like back in the day, N64, this graphics, Zelda in 3D and shit, with like the super long hair and shit. Oh yeah.
Is that why you had the banana behind you? I just realized that.
There's a Watson on right there.
That fairy, man, that fairy did it for me. She only thing was covering up was those flowers and shit. She had the flowers in the perfect positions to cover up stuff.
Wasn't Ocarina of Time had the really ugly fairy, like great fairy?
Ugly fairy.
Yeah. Just like freaky looking.
I mean, when you first saw those fairies, man, yeah, I were retro on that one. You know, they were the bomb diggity.
Back then, they were, you know.
I don't know. I thought she was scary as hell.
We did get to see them reimagined in Hyrule Warriors. I mean, they look pretty nice in Hyrule Warriors. So
yeah, they do.
I don't even remember. Yeah. I don't remember that in Hyrule Warriors, to be honest.
Man.
Wait, are you talking about the really tiny ones in Hyrule Warriors?
No, I'm talking about the big ones.
The big ones.
The one that's like a weapon, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
The Breath of the Wild ones are definitely.
You talking about this is Zia from Hyrule Warriors, wasn't it?
Sia.
Sia and her sister.
The bad guy. Yeah.
Sia is a Koei Tecmo creation, and Koei Tecmo. Koei Tecmo be ashamed of themselves.
Come on, man.
I'd like to.
When it comes to Hyrule Warriors, they definitely they made Marin she looks so good, man. But Hyrule Warriors also has the best Zelda there is. When she wakes up in bed and stuff at the beginning of the game, it's like, I'll jump in there.
I'm sitting there like, Sia ain't that bad. She's not that evil.
Well, she has a twin sister that's good, though.
Just a little thick, though. Just a little bit.
Hello, you talking about Zelda from Twilight Princess? True form Midna beat everything.
Oh God, yeah.
I saw pictures and then
goth galore. She was goth galore.
I saw pictures and then I never stopped seeing pictures. And then everything turned white for a second. I don't know what happened.
She had some darkness about her. Some darkness.
Yeah, I went through a little Lucina phase there when she was announced for Smash 4.
Little. That was a hell of a phase, buddy. That was a little.
As we roll up, I mean, a very modern one was Silence from Metal Gear 5.
You mean Quiet?
Quiet. Yeah, Quiet.
Well,
actually, that was another one of Juice's.
Since you brought her up,
yeah, Quiet.
That is
Quiet.
That is.
I remember because you said his main reason for playing that game was for.
Quiet. I was hoping. I didn't think anyone would bring it up. I was going to ask, and I said Terrell would know who my favorite is from this past generation.
Sorry, my bad.
That was major. I never played it.
I would have got that. That was easy.
You were in a lot.
I still remember that E3 trailer when they first showed her. I was like instantly in love. Like she just.
And you were like, I'm playing the game. I'm like,
oh my god. Then I realized. Then I found out she's like a real person, and they just, scanned her whole face and body.
And then you felt validated.
And she's just like, she's beautiful.
I can hit that in real life.
But so it's funny because, like, that was the first time I can ever think of playing a game just because of a crush on the female character. I was just like, I had to at least play till I unlocked her and could have her as a companion or whatever. And I was like, yeah, she don't really add much to the gameplay experience. I didn't really care for that, but
she had companion.
She was she was the only one I used, but
yeah. She was the best one for help.
It was but then the other one it's kind of right there with it, and I never really mentioned much about it. It wasn't the in-game. It was in this example. It was actually the real life counterpart. That was Hellblade Senua, the girl that played her. Like Senua, she looks okay. She looks good in the game, but the actual actress is just something about her that I just focused on the actual actress. I didn't really think much about the character in the game version. What's her name? Jurgensen or something's her last name, but so I didn't count that as a game crush because it's actually the actress.
And she was just like
I got something similar to that.
A random member of staff.
Yeah, she's the editor for like their video production. Yeah. Her name is Melina.
Well, I got something similar to that where totally loved me some Lara Croft back in the day, but I remember one of her models, one
Oh, yeah, I
back
remember
then they had models that would be her for a certain amount of time.
Mhm.
They switched the models out to a new person. I remember her name. She was fire. Karima Adabibe. Oh my god, that woman looked good. So
that shows how big Tomb Raider was, because they started getting like almost like
Oh,
a
yeah,
Bond,
she was big, all right.
type of a Bond type of annual new person to play it. Like, it's a crazy, man. Charles just filth.
I mean,
these Uncharted fans don't know, how it was with that type of game back in the day. Lara Croft was a huge character. It went beyond the game.
I love how you went. I don't know if you did it on purpose.
Yeah, you did the hand
like a huge character.
You did the hand, and I was like, I'm done.
I guess that was a Freudian slip. I don't know.
I'm watching the video of her like right now, and it's in low quality. But yeah, I remember seeing like little videos of her doing poses. Yeah, for like the
Karima.
Yeah.
Yep. She's gorgeous. I think she was like, she had some kind of mix. She was just gorgeous.
I completely forgot one of my biggest crushes. One of my biggest video game crushes actually is because Lightning mentioned Final Fantasy X. Lulu from Final Fantasy X has been one of my biggest ever. And she's fuck, the long fucking dark hair, the dress with the belts and shit. Yeah, with the dress made out of the belts and shit. She fighting with the plushies, because you had to get like the kawaii shit with it and stuff, and then the fur around her massive, like she's so good.
Yeah, I believe they what do you call it? Put some padding in her bra or something. They did that with Laura. They did that, and even the movies did that with what's her name?
Yeah,
Angelina Jolie. They padded her too, obviously. But yeah, that was the thing.
You clocked it. I know what you're doing.
Oh, don't ever play that game again.
You don't like that laugh?
What about
He's so fucking mean towards 10. That's so disrespectful.
That scene is absolute fucking garbage, but 10 is still my favorite Final Fantasy.
Trying to think of.
And I'm not even gonna hide it. Lulu is probably 50% of that.
10 is your favorite Final Fantasy.
Yeah, I always go between 6 and 10, but I like.
How'd you kick him from the podcast? Can you do that?
I
was just thinking the same thing. Can we boot him right now?
Right. If I click on his screen, does he disappear? No. He's still
there. So let me explain that. I like the music in 10 Best. I like the poetry behind Sin in 10 Best. I like the Blitzball stuff. I like the fucking metal music that you have.
What this turn into every time, Retro. Every time.
I like the atmosphere.
Damn.
The materials.
I like the atmosphere always.
Leveling up and everything. I just think Final Fantasy is the best one.
What about
goddamn game?
I just want to talk about marrying Fire Emblem waifus and be done with this. That's all I want.
What about Palutena?
Palutena. Listen. When I saw that remake come out, I didn't give a fuck about Pit. I didn't give a fuck about Dark. I didn't give a fuck about Hades. When you showed me Palutena and her moe fucking ass, and then they did those like anime shorts for her, I was like, you gonna get Nintendo for some reason felt like they went on this full waifu train in the
I was just about to say, what happened with Nintendo started making these females like thick? Like I was thinking about Paulina and Mario Odyssey.
Yeah.
Paulina, like good great. She ain't never looked like that before.
You got
dark hair color. She was stacked.
You had Zelda and Breath of the Wild. You had
this weird
Twintel.
Zelda,
I mean,
Twintel, exactly.
People talk about glow ups. If you actually look where Pauline came from to where she is now.
Yeah, she was just another, like blonde Donkey Kong character.
All I'm gonna say is that you know what they say about girls with big lips. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say.
Man, why you do that?
How many licks do it take to get to the center of a lollipop?
We have no more female viewers.
How many licks does it take?
Nasty.
All right, so
there was our one female viewer gone.
Current generation. Did everyone name a current generation highlight, crush, whatever you want to call it, waifu?
Someone mentioned. We can mention Zelda characters and stuff, but I have to admit, I absolutely loved 2B in Nier Automata, and I would purposefully walk slow with that character.
Yeah, I've done that.
Absolutely nailed the animation, man. nailed it.
He walks slow.
Look, you
Like
love
Revealing
Bayonetta.
all our sickness, huh? Revealing all our sickness.
How many times did you walk around in the forced cutscenes in Bayonetta 2 where you could still walk, but she put her hand on her hip?
Yeah.
You could have just stayed there if you wanted to, but I just made sure to walk. No shame.
Very slowly. Very slowly. Hey, listen, I can admit I tilted the camera down when I was playing Xenoblade sometimes.
I got a lot of Xenoblade photos, but nothing super
I
inappropriate.
It's turning into taxi cab confessions somehow.
Hey, listen, I just need someone to just start riding. Just someone just start riding. Just start driving.
Some of their idle
also-
animations
also
were adorable.
Two of my model ones is
man.
Liara from Mass Effect and Triss from The Witcher. That red hair, man. That red hair.
Redheads, huh? You too.
I gotta be like opposite of Terrell here. Like Terrell's like.
Don't say some bullshit. I swear to
No,
God.
I'm just saying like because you said Mithra and I'm just Team Pyra all the fucking way.
It's because you have bad taste. We've already proven this in this podcast.
That's the thing. Right? Usually I don't really like the short hair, but just the red hair.
Retro. You don't get to speak anymore.
The red hair always does it for me, and I just like that like shyer attitude a bit more.
You know why? Because you like to corrupt those kind of women. That's what it is. Like you either like the girls.
That's what it is.
you want to take these innocent girls back to the graveyard and fucking ruin their nights. That's
exactly what it is.
Jeez.
Actually, my favorite.
Did everybody get to their current gen? Everybody get to their current gen?
Not everybody.
That was mine.
Yeah, I said mine. I said Trish from The Witcher and Liara from Mass Effect. Those are my modern.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the redhead myself as well, and that would be Aloy from Horizon Zero Dawn. Good gracious! Once I got that bare midriff outfit, that's all I wanted to wear. That's all I wanted to wear, son. Like,
no wonder you played it so much.
Oh,
I mean, it's also a great game, but it doesn't hurt. That
What the fuck?
Aloy is. And she has like this spunk, like because guys in the game like try to hit on her and stuff. She shuts them all down. I love it. It's just great. It's great. Maybe there's one guy she doesn't really shut down, but yeah, she has that kind of redheaded spunk that you expect. So that's pretty cool.
Hold on.
You guys need to play that game.
Right. Nah,
I'm trying to get this photo open.
Especially you, Juice. Do you still have it?
I still have it.
You need to play it, man.
I beat it. I just didn't play the DLC. I didn't get the DLC.
Oh, you did beat it. Okay.
Yeah, I need to play it. I own it. I have to play it.
Raven from Gravity Rush as well. I love it. Yeah,
even the main girl, Kat, she has her moments.
Yeah, you definitely got to play that DLC. Definitely.
I'll probably if I ended up getting a PS5 before like the big major games hit, then maybe I'd probably go back and do some of that. But yeah, I was just trying to think of if there's anyone left that. Trying to think of some of the games I played the last couple of years, but definitely Quiet. Quiet's the top, and then like I said, Senua's actress, the real person, probably my two favorites. As far as Nintendo goes, I mean, Zelda Breath of the Wild is definitely up there, and then
yeah, definitely.
Obviously had the Smash. You get the Smash characters, so we had some nice representation. Zero Suit.
Zelda and Smash, like a link between World Zelda, like she was.
When was the first time Zero Suit was like,
Brawl?
Where you could like say, "Damn, she fine."
Brawl.
Was it Brawl?
Brawl was when she used the front Smash and her clothes came off, and we were like, "Oh."
And her clothes came off. That's not even what fucking happened.
Cool. That's
cool. All right.
Yeah, I bet. That's when you put the control down for a minute and grab something else.
All right. Well, I didn't expect this to go this far, this long, I guess. So let's let's run down the direct, and then we can discuss some follow-ups to some of the specific games. So the what do they call it? The partner direct or partnership direct?
Partners direct.
The first two were like, how did it end so well with how it started so badly? The first two were just absolute disaster.
Dare you?
And then it just ends so well. Like the last, 3?
Oh, wait, no, you're talking about the directs themselves. I thought you were talking about the first game.
Yeah, the directs.
Sorry, my bad. I got
so,
you.
like, they just, they ended with 3 for sure, really good ones. And just surprised. So I honestly don't remember what this one started, what they started with. Was it Bravely?
Started with
Bravely Default
Bravely 2.
Yeah.
I have a list right here.
That shit got its release date in February, so at least the first 3 months of next year are gonna be pretty lit.
It's looking so fucking clean, that shit.
Dude, I'm so excited.
I like how they kept the style of the cities, and then in battle, like the enemy models and character models, it's so fucking clean.
It's like two different.
You can definitely tell it's a game that was from the 3DS actually put on the Switch, and it looks like a fucking Switch game.
Yeah, it's like two different visual styles going on. Like
when I played the first demo, I said it's one of the best looking Switch games we've seen. It was absolutely stunning.
Yeah, they have a really cool depth of field going on, like in the battles.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was
good.
It was good to get a release date and 5-minute trailer. I don't know if it was just a trailer or someone talking.
It was a little bit of both.
A little bit of both. Yeah.
See, like that's, like I was saying, the first 2 partnership directs were terrible. The first one was the Shin Megami Tensei 5 after 3 years, and it showed more just a CGI. Like
it was mainly the first trailer we saw.
The problem is. The other problem was that was like the only major thing in the damn whole.
Oh yeah,
right. That was the problem. It was like, oh, by the way, here it is.
Bravely Default 2 shows.
You don't like Shin Megami Tensei 5? Is that what you're saying? You don't like?
I want to see the. I wanted to see the game.
I want to play Persona T. It's the better part of the franchise.
So
you don't like Shin Megami Tensei because that's why you didn't like the.
That's all there was. I mean, then 2 really.
That's all the crying that was coming out of it. It's like, I love Shin Megami Tensei, but the direct was still trash.
I wonder if anybody could tell me the other 2 games before the Shin Megami, like the old game and then in the trailer CGI for that. There was 2 really small, insignificant games before that.
Wasn't one of them that stupid boxing dance fitness game? I thought.
No, I think that was the one after.
No, that was the next one.
One had Creed and stuff.
You're talking about the older direct.
The very first partnership direct of the year.
No.
Oh, what the fuck was it?
It was just
I can't remember.
It was just terrible. Then the next one.
No, because I think Japan got an extra game. We didn't even get that. We got 3.
Was that the first one where Japan got 4 fucking extra minutes?
Yeah.
Japan, but I'm just saying, all the people who said that, people were kind of saying that direct was okay. Compare that to what the last 3 were, and does it still look okay? It looks pathetic. Why did they even do that?
Pathetic.
First one should have, but then the second one was a bunch of rhythm games and that Creed game, and then it was.
That one made me mad.
The Creed game.
Some shit you should have dumped on Twitter, not put in on damn direct.
So
4 or 5 fucking rhythm games in that shit. What was that?
I'm just glad they got it together, because if they all would have been like that, it would have been really embarrassing.
I mean, look, I'd rather you start bad and finish strong than start strong and finish poorly.
I'd rather you stay strong throughout.
I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming.
Why you gotta have either or?
Here's the door. I'm just opening for you just to let you go through. Damn.
Kick that bitch down. It's laying on the floor right.
So what was the second? What'd they show after Bravely Default 2?
Oh shit.
I don't remember. I punched myself to sleep.
I was full. No, didn't they do that? Didn't they do the mini reel of games? Because they did that before.
No, I feel like it was.
Bravely Default 2. Oh, shoot. Let me get my list. They showed Story of Seasons.
That's what it was. Okay.
Yeah, I skipped through that.
I got you right here, man. I got you.
I ain't gonna lie. I just dragged the thing until that was over, and then. I
like the thing with Story of Seasons is that's what Harvest Moon used to be. And I'm always excited for a new Harvest Moon, but every single time it's like they don't fucking care. They make it as cheap and fast as possible, and it has so much potential, but it looks like they shouldn't have made it, man. They just never try anymore.
The Harvest Moon games that come out now are just cell phone garbage.
Yeah.
And Now you have Story of Seasons, which is basically the Harvest Moon creators. But I don't like it because I don't like the art style. I don't like how it reminds me of Sword and Shield too much.
Yeah, me and Retro was talking about this the other day.
Wow,
I
I'm
haven't
hurt.
liked the art style since A Wonderful Life on the GameCube.
yeah, that was
Hated
that
the
was
art
it.
style on
Let me go check Wonderful. I'm just curious with how different they are.
And then what followed T after that?
After that,
Was
we
that the
got
Hitman?
Wasteland. No, Wasteland 3,
Oh yeah, it's like a
PC game.
yeah.
It's kind of like
Oh yeah, I remember that now.
I forget what it was called.
Is it one of
like
those?
XCOM type?
Was it? I didn't get. I kind of felt more
Yeah,
like it was a
Not
build.
XCOM.
I thought it was like
Yeah,
build
It's
up a
got
camp.
It's got its crowd. It's got its crowd on PC and stuff. So
It looked more
Yeah.
like a art style wise. It didn't, but it looked more like a State of Decay type game where you have to like build up a settlement. It looked like post apocalyptic or something. And then
It's like a tower defense in a way.
yeah, was it the Hitman after that?
No, I know you want that Hitman, but that wasn't it yet, bro.
No, it's the real. I'm pretty sure
It was
there's a real.
Immortals.
Oh
There's
man,
a reel in there.
There is
Yeah.
a reel in there,
But,
but Immortals had its own thing because that comes out next month.
and that was
Yeah,
the
Immortal-
first Switch footage I
Exactly
think
the
that was
reel.
shown.
Yeah, I think that was the first footage, and I mean we haven't seen a lot of footage of it in general though.
Well, a lot of the YouTubers got a hands-on a couple weeks ago, and they all posted
I don't.
videos.
I feel like this game is such a weird game because it was it's like barely. It didn't get its real name until somewhat recently, and then we just now
Gods and
started
Monsters
seeing footage.
before.
Yeah, I don't know why
Yeah,
they.
it God and Monsters, and then it comes out in like less than a month now.
I ain't gonna lie though, some of the I'm not 100% sold on it, but I'm liking a lot of what I'm seeing from gameplay wise. But I know it's Ubisoft, and I feel like it's gonna get repetitive and become.
I will never forgive them for that first reaction we had to it, which was during the fucking Ubisoft E3, where they ended the show with it,
Mhm.
and it was that bullshit ass trailer, and they said, oh, it's coming out. They gave a release date for it, but showed no game footage.
Mhm.
And then they
It's like,
said, this is the end of our show, and I was like, you piece of shit.
Like, why would you do that? Why?
I
would you do that?
like the premise. I like the visual style. I'm worried that it's just the Ubisoft formula, and
Well, I like what I hear from people who actually had hands-on.
yeah, I've
with it, too.
listened. I've watched some previews of people who played it. Some you can kind of tell they're just happy they got a free
Right. You gotta
trial
weed
or
your way
whatever.
through that bullshit.
But yeah, I mean, I really like the art style. So
the game we missed was called I think we got confused with Wasteland. It was Surviving the Aftermath. That's what it was called.
Oh, was it? Why did I say
Yeah.
Wasteland?
Yeah.
Because it reminds me of Wasteland. That's
It
what
does look like Wasteland.
That's what I.
But you're right.
And then we also
Surviving the
I don't know if we
That's
got
what
there
it
yet,
is.
but the next one was the was it the Gods and Monsters from Ubisoft? Or
No, that's what we're talking about. Yeah. The
That's the
Immortals.
Immortals. They changed the title of that.
Then the real happened after Immortals. That's what it was.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of it now.
No, you forgot Bakugan. Don't
No,
forget
that's in the real.
Bakugan,
No.
son.
That's
we
what
didn't
starts the
forget
real.
it. No.
Oh, that was
no.
in the real.
That's in the real. It's no. It comes. Wait. I just wait a minute. It comes out
We're not talking
tomorrow.
about that shit.
It comes out tomorrow. What the fuck?
Bakugan.
That's
Bakugan.
what
Nobody cares.
they want to push that, and even Bakugan fans were like, "Nah, I'm good." Like,
I'm not. I'm getting it.
It's like
I can't tell.
Sorry, can I
Like
just say something? Sorry, because I was speaking to Lightning in the chat. They said they don't play Western games, because they don't focus on gameplay and stuff. I said, you've been playing the wrong games. And then he comes back
Seriously.
and says, I played Crash Bandicoot series and it was fun or frustrated on the PS1. That's where you went wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you
you got
played
yourself to
Crash.
blame. You got yourself to blame.
Right.
At the same time, why don't you go play Final Fantasy X? Just to wrap up the West and Japan. And just play trash.
Crash.
Just
That's
hate
your
you.
example.
I'm looking forward to playing 10 just to see how bad it really is.
Is this the Switch version? It look kind of clean.
Of what, Immortals?
Oh,
Phoenix.
It's
yeah,
not looking. It's not
you
look
can-
as
you can-
clean on what I'm seeing. I mean, through the stream, it's probably.
Oh, maybe it just looks cleaner to me.
No, I watched the direct feed. It looked.
I'm looking at this. Is
I thought it looked all right.
It looks
Yeah,
okay. I mean-
it doesn't look like laziness. That's the way I look at
Yeah.
it. It definitely looks like there was effort put into it.
you can see like cut quite a bit back, but it's still
A little ashy.
I haven't. To be fair, I haven't gone back and looked at the PS.
Well, I made the mistake of watching a PC build of it.
Cool.
Was it Easy Allies? I forget who was talking about it, and they were showing they only could play it on the PC because they were invited to somewhere and they didn't have the option to play it anywhere else. And I was like, so that's probably even better than or close to what the Series X version would probably look like. So
I might go skim that version just to see how different it is.
Yeah, I can see a lot of lighting and shadows and all that are missing.
Pull back on the
Switch. But it still looks. For a Switch game, for how big it is and being third party.
Yeah, I still give them credit. It looks good, all things considered. You can tell they're streaming.
Yeah, it's the actual game, running on the Switch, so that's something. I just hope, I don't know, you got all this like costume stuff, and I just hope there's not a lot of microtransaction bullshit involved with that.
Well, I would hope they would be smart enough to do it with a new IP
or a season pass.
I was gonna say, if you're gonna do it with this game, you're out of your mind.
Yeah, why wouldn't you do it Assassin's Creed? Okay, fine, that's a long.
We don't need no season pass for a game like this or anything like that. So,
but then again, look what they did to Starlink. So,
we don't talk. Hey,
Bakugan, what's this? A 3DS game? Oh wait, Switch.
3DS.
At first, I wasn't sure, but then I showed the actual.
Looks better than Sword and Shield.
I'm gonna take that out.
Troy's like,
I enjoyed the game. My $30.
Was it? What was this other one?
That was just a necessary team.
What the hell is? I skipped this.
What
the hell is this game? Tropico 6? This looks terrible.
Oh, Tropico! Oh my god, Tropico 6. It is a good game, but it looks awful on Switch.
Holy shit!
Terrible.
How long has Tropico been going?
This has to be the worst looking Switch game by far.
A while.
This is
it's hideous.
Why do I don't remember much.
This is the worst looking Switch game I've ever seen. Holy shit!
Oh wow! Damn.
It reminds me of what's that? That dinosaur game?
Oh my god! That
terrible.
Yeah, Ark.
It reminds me of Ark.
It's very Ark-like.
It looks terrible.
Holy shit! Like that Jurassic World game that came out recently looks way better than this. It's very similar style.
Now,
all right, so
the next thing is Hitman.
Yeah.
But here's my question: This is Hitman 3, right?
It doesn't say.
No, it says it.
Yeah.
It says Hitman, but it has.
It's Hitman 3. It's Hitman 3. Hitman 3 Cloud Edition.
But it's the new. It's the remake of Hitman 3. It's the new.
The remake, right? Yeah.
But here's what here's the part where I was a little annoyed because, in Japan, we've had 2 games now that have been cloud gaming. Now it says it at the end, but you're showing this footage, and I'm watching this on my phone. I could read the text, obviously, but it's tiny. And as soon as I saw persistent high-speed internet connection required, I knew what that meant. But I was like, I know not a lot of casuals sitting there and watch directs. And once we found out how it works on the eShop, where you get to try the game and stuff for control, all right, that makes sense. But in this direct, I felt it was a little bit deceiving to show this footage, and not
really. I don't remember.
Yeah, I wouldn't agree with that.
Not like saying, specifically saying coming through to streaming or something, via streaming. It just kind of, here it is, Agent 47's coming and show he's pretty,
I don't think it was.
It didn't say that
because I feel like they said
cloud version.
They said it. Yeah. Not only did they say it was cloud version, you also had the description on top. I have no problem with that. It was clear to me that it was a cloud version.
Yeah, they told you. Yeah,
they showed it really big on screen. The problem
Yeah.
I have with it is like what you said, is that they did it in Japan already for a few games, but these are the first games that they do it over here. My problem is they don't explain it in the sense that I don't understand, for example, what it means. Like you have to explain to people what the.
That's what I was trying to say.
That's true. That's true.
In the sense that, wait, does it mean if I download the game, I don't have it? Do I have to download it? Where do I buy it? If I buy it, where does the screen? They could have given a few extra details on what the cloud service.
Yeah, I thought they could have said cloud streaming coming to Nintendo Switch featuring.
Especially for Nintendo, who holds your hand for everything.
Well, I like how they handled it
everybody knows what cloud is. And like, nah, you can't do that.
I like how they handle it on the eShop, where you can't.
Yeah.
You have to like show that you have to play the trial, the demo, to see that it works before
To make sure you
um,
have enough internet.
before you can get it. But
because why would you spend the money if you can't even run the game?
That's how you guys did. I would have tested it then. I was thinking like, yo, Clock Dead and like Robert, everybody's buying this fucking game. I'm
no,
like,
you could
fucking
right now get on there.
No, you download it. You download demo version of it.
You download the demo version.
You could try it right now.
Yeah,
I
downloaded it. I haven't tried it, but I did download it.
All you download is the launcher. You don't download
You
that.
think we be buying cloud shit? Without
that's why I was curious. I was like, wait, everybody all of a sudden buy a fucking control and shit? I was like, what's that?
We'll talk about. I want to talk.
I got a bit of a confession to make because after I downloaded the demo for Control, I also then subscribed to set up my Google Stadia account
to try,
and I bought Control on a Switch.
Did you? No, you didn't.
Because my internet connection on it, when I was playing in handheld, it was terrible. But I don't play handheld games anymore on my Switch because of my Joy-Cons. But when I played it on docked, I was blown away.
Really?
I was converted so much at that point that's when I created my Google Stadia account. I'm sorry, T. That's when I created
Did you
my
try
Google Stadia.
Does Stadia have a demo? Does Stadia have a trial thing?
Is that no? I didn't download. I didn't play any of that trash.
I know you're mad. I knew you were fucking with us.
So what you're saying?
Man, why you
is
playing
that
games?
The demo of Control convinced you of getting Stadia. Is that what you're saying?
No, I just at the same time, I knew that Phoenix
Immortals
game,
you could play.
I think there's a demo of it on Stadia, and even though I set up my Stadia account to try the demo, it was all at the same time as I was downloading Control. I knew we were going to be talking about it, so I thought, why don't I just try Control on the Switch and Stadia at the same time, and just talk about it? But I didn't actually bother downloading the streaming the Stadia.
I might try that too.
Is Control normally grainy as hell?
No, it looks.
Is that the visual style?
It looks. I was very disappointed, but we'll talk about the hands-on and stuff once we get through the direct.
Okay.
Yeah, that's.
Which ironically, no Control's the next game.
If you're gonna pay $40 for a stream version to play on Switch, I would want it. You would expect it to be a crisp 1080p, version. That's
right.
At least that's what I would expect. If you're gonna pay full price, the same that you can buy it on any other platform physically and own the game, I figured, But we'll get into the. I mean, it's cool.
That's some bullshit.
I got things to say about it.
I just don't think a lot of people are gonna pay $40 for the ability to stream a game. And then there's a queue in Europe. I've seen multiple people had to wait in a queue to play the game, to play the demo. So I don't know. You're 16th in line. You have to wait till they're done with the demo, and then you get bumped up. I didn't experience that, and I didn't see anybody in the U.S. show that.
I didn't have that problem.
But I've seen, people would show the video or a screenshot of it, and I've seen multiple people on Twitter saying, "Well, I'm waiting in queue." And then Nintendo Life they talked about it, and the guy that used to be from Game Explain, is it John?
You're talking about John.
Yeah, he said he was queued up for a little bit at 10 in the morning.
John.
But
that's interesting.
Crazy.
Okay.
So anyway, Normal Heroes 3 was shown.
Somebody not in Game Explain anymore?
Yeah,
remember
the
John,
English guy.
You probably know him. You might know his original John, the nom.
You know his voice. He's like, hey guys, it's John here from Game Explain.
He didn't really fit in with the Game Explain guys. I mean,
well, because he had his own channel. He did his own stuff beforehand.
Yeah, I felt like I was watching Nintendo Life.
He's from the UK as well, so it probably time wise, it was probably a nightmare for him.
I'm sure.
I'm pretty sure his wife is having a baby, or his girlfriend's having a baby.
Yeah, she's pregnant. Yeah.
Yeah. You guys know way too much about their lives.
Well, I knew.
It's literally on Twitter. That's all it is.
Also, I've watched this stuff before he was even in Game Explain, because I watched
all this technology, and Retro doesn't use any of it.
I just don't care about Game Explain. That was what I meant.
Well, like I said, I knew him before that, so for me,
yeah,
anyway.
He was the only one I could listen to
outside of the Game Explain.
He's the only one I could stand from Game Explain at this point. But
yeah.
So let's talk about No More Heroes 3 shown.
Yeah.
It was weird because for a lot of these games, it started off with not actual gameplay footage, and then it showed gameplay for like 3 or 4 different games. So I was at first I was like, man, is this all fake gameplay? But then I realized they said that before. Any time the first part of the trailer was like cutscene or CGI, so I was like, man, is this all fake?
It's fairly close,
but
it's fairly.
I was like, this has to be gameplay.
Cutscenes.
Most of it.
It's
got
gameplay.
No, that's gameplay. You talking about
that's gameplay?
Yeah.
Well, it's in game here, but then you see gameplay.
Yeah, you see gameplay.
Yeah,
so
we see the combat.
Speaking of the gameplay, I have one worry.
What?
Noticing the gameplay, and nobody has pointed this out, and it really surprises me.
Joy-Con?
Is this going to be a kindler, gentler No More Heroes? Because when he was slashing your boy up, I just saw rainbow colors and stuff flying out of him, and no blood.
Yeah, you're right.
So I was like,
the same thing.
are they going to?
So I looked. I see what you're pretty much
trying to get a teen rating
Yep,
or something.
getting,
Suda doesn't seem like the kind of guy to go through that.
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. But it's just like that really threw me off. I was like, he's slicing the hell out of this dude, and
But it's not a human.
I think it depends who he's fighting really at the moment.
Yeah, this ain't a human.
I just remember seeing it quickly. I don't know if I.
Let's see if
I
it
said the
continues.
same thing to I think Rule of Two. I was like, I thought it was weird that when he's slicing aliens, there was like fucking rainbow confetti coming out of him and shit.
Yeah.
And it can be a style, but like, let's not kid ourselves. Like the gore and like how extreme No More Heroes was a big part of it, and it's like that overkill Nintendo old school censorship in your face kind of shit. It feels really strange.
Right, and you can say Nintendo just didn't want to show like bloody splurts everywhere.
They had to be fair. They've done that with No More Heroes 3 before.
They've done that before.
The original announcement for No More Heroes 3, if you go back and look at it, IGN has the same intro that has blood in it. So Nintendo sometimes censors trailers in their streams, but like when the game comes out, it's fine.
That makes sense now.
That's interesting.
Yeah, like if you go back and look at No More Heroes.
Yeah, he's right about that.
Because the direct could be censored. For the direct.
Right. It could be they want everybody to watch it. And they don't want.
That's true. Sometimes they even remove blood completely.
So what do you guys? Other than that, what do you guys? I know that Suda doesn't have this huge team and stuff, but what do you think of the first HD No More Heroes? I guess, for lack of a better term, like. The Switch version.
It's not the first one because they done.
They did.
Yeah, they did it on PS3.
PS7, yeah.
Although the PS3 version, you're not supposed to play.
Don't play that shit.
They completely changed the style for that. But what did you, after waiting for this game, never knowing if it would come out, like what did you see what did you think of the little bit of gameplay we've seen?
I mean, go ahead, sir. He's talking to you.
Either or, anybody.
Go ahead.
All I was going to say is vastly more compelling and exciting and what you want than Travis Strikes Again was. So at least we're seeing the combat. At least we're seeing some bosses. What my little worry is Suda's had some hard times, man. He's had some hard fucking times of late in this industry. So, where will we have a little town to move around, or will this be a more focused boss battle with some smaller areas getting to these things?
It feels more like that to me when I saw.
Yeah, I don't know the scale of what this No More Heroes 3 is going to be, because concept wise, I still fucking love the story. I still love the story.
Well, you see stuff with him like cutting grass and stuff like that, right?
That was in the second game.
That was the first game.
Yeah, that's the first game.
Oh, that's right. What am I thinking?
But there's some.
Remember, because they showed the ports for.
Yeah, that's during the ports.
Yeah, that's right. They showed. That's right. See,
but I paused
it all up now.
To be fair, No More Heroes 2 also was a more cut down version. Like they got rid of.
Yeah, they did trim it down too. I still liked it, but
I remember when like the Travis Strikes Back shit came, and some people who like drinking a lot of juice, for example, they were saying all shit like, yeah, no, this is what No More Heroes should be like, and this kind of shit. It's like, come on, shut the fuck up. You don't mean that.
That's a bunch of bullshit.
Now this game is the best thing ever. But no, it's not.
Right. Yeah. Oh, this could be the best No More Heroes game of all. I'm talking about Travis Strikes Again. Get the fuck out of here. You never played No More Heroes.
So I
Yeah,
got
that's
the
the
screen.
Joy-Con.
I got the screen paused here. I don't know what the game's known for, but this has to be one of the worst boss designs I've ever seen in my life. I don't know if that's par for the course for the series.
I mean, Suda's pretty kooky.
It is pretty. Yeah, it's pretty par for
It's
Suda.
pretty whack. I mean,
It's-
to be
it's-
fair, normally his bosses.
This actually is probably more out there than normal for him. Actually, now I think about it.
You look at the main. I can't remember the name of the main
But they're supposed to be,
alien.
they're supposed to be aliens though.
Yeah, they're weird. They all look like weirdos.
What's the name of the main alien now? It's like Fu or something. Like, Fu, Fu, isn't it?
Yeah,
Fu.
Fu.
Yeah, it's FU. Yeah, it's FU.
Fu. So I mean, Fu looks amazing, absolutely amazing.
But
So
yeah, it's obviously geared like way more supernatural alien shit, so it does look more funky. But that's what I was gonna say. Like you see the trailer, and you just see normal heroes. It looks like it. It plays like it.
It looks
feels
like
it.
it.
Shit.
Exactly.
And so it's good. It's good. But I think in the end, I wouldn't mind the colorful blood and shit. But deep down, it would be slightly disappointing. That's my only thing as of now.
Yeah. Now that you guys pointed that out, I think they just didn't do it for the trailer because it was a direct and they wanted no issues with who can see it. They wanted everybody.
characters there as well. You saw like some yellow samurai dude coming down. It looked pretty cool.
Yeah.
It could just be like there's just one random character. Sometimes we know that Travis is gonna go in a mech suit. Which we saw in the original trailer.
Right.
He still goes henshin in this trailer and stuff. So I think there's still a lot that we haven't seen, but premise wise, it's showing that it's a No More Heroes game.
It's
that we
definitely No
recognize
More
and,
Heroes.
So
I haven't seen.
I just want I'm sure who is it? Limited Run or somebody is going to put these games on the cart and quit playing around. Let's go. The original ones, 1 and 2, because they're 2 gigs a piece. Put them on a 8 gig card or something.
yeah.
All right,
Who did he get to port those games as well? He got someone else to port them. Some other studio, same studio.
Yeah.
Ironically enough, they're the best versions from what I've seen comparison videos of. It's the best version of those games because I actually didn't realize that the PS3 version runs at half the frame rate as the. And I was like, damn, how did you fuck that up?
Most PS3 games run at half the
PS3,
man. It was terrible.
It just threw me off. So the Switch version actually runs at 60 like the Wii version did.
Yeah.
And granted, they both still drop frames, but it's not as bad as the Wii version is, and it does look cleaner than the Wii version.
And it's sharper, right? So.
From what most people I've heard, people have said 2 runs better than 1 does, though.
2 does run better than 1.
Yeah, and they definitely did.
One was really ambitious. Yeah, on Wii. Oh, you talking about Wii or you talking about?
No, I'm talking about on Switch too.
Talking about the HD versions. Okay.
Yeah. So 2 was.
Well, that was the case for the Wii and the Wii versions. That 2 ran better because 1 was really ambitious, like probably overly ambitious with its world and stuff. So
yeah, but I could respect that effort though.
No, I totally respected it.
Yeah.
All right, so after that we had the part-time UFO, which I didn't know was a mobile game. I jokingly called it a mobile game,
Joking about it.
and then it turns out it was.
Game?
It's a mobile game. I didn't know this.
What do you mean? I mean,
Somebody-
it's on. We mean it's a mobile game. Like, you mean
Somebody said it was a mobile game before it came to Switch.
Really? I thought that was just like some little Nintendo game.
No, it was a mobile game before they came to Switch.
Oh, really?
And
Okay.
I was happy to see it here because it's from the Box Boy people, and I'm always moaning.
Oh, okay. Well,
so
we know it's good.
I just saying there's a small quick little title. If it drops on the eShop, for a few quid, and you're interested, then you pick it up. Anything
It
more
looks
than a
like
few
great
quid,
multiplayer fun. That shit.
don't.
Yeah, it
touch
looks like a cool
It's-
little.
yeah.
That's what I was thinking. When they showed the Joy Cons, I was like, oh, that's like
It's on the same level
what's
as
the
like
game?
Art of Balance or something.
I feel like they gave it a little bit.
What's the
I
game?
don't know what you're trying to say to you, but
The one where you cut out and shit. What's the cut out
Snipper
game?
Clips.
Snipper Clips.
Snipper
Yeah,
Clips,
Snipper
right? It
Clips.
reminded me of Snipper Clips.
I felt like I was missing something though because it seemed to me like they were making a bigger deal out of this by like putting it at the very end.
It only did it because it's HAL. It's HAL Laboratory.
Yeah, because I was
Hal
like,
Laboratory,
is there something I should know? Because I feel like maybe
Nah. It's just HAL Laboratories.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it looks like a fun little game. No hating on it. It just felt weird to me where they put it. Like I was out of the loop of something. I was like, man, was this anticipated? But
I need to go. How much was it? I'm just curious. I haven't even looked it up to see how much it is on the
It's
eShop.
like $10, right?
Is it? That's not bad.
I haven't been on the eShop for since I
think it was $10 when I looked.
I don't think I checked it. What was it?
well, then they ended the direct with the Nintendo Switch Game of the Year trailer, a new look at Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. And for
I thought you were talking about. Never mind. I messed the joke.
for
up.
some people, 3D All Stars. For some people, they were.
Man.
I ruined it.
Some people were disappointed that Nintendo showed, some things, but I don't know. I'm always anti like leakers and spoilers that way, but I feel like if the creators of the thing feel it's to show something in the trailer, I really rarely have a problem. I don't feel like mad that they showed me that because
It's not that it's spoilers in a sense of you really want to. For me, it's just that you want to play it and experience it, while you're playing the game. It's not so much spoilers for story or anything. It's just
Are you referring
Oh my
to
God,
something
you ruined it.
specific that happened in the trailer?
just the things you can play as in the game. Some
it is a joke. It is a joke.
I don't know if Retro watched
No,
it. So
you mean because they data mine the demo? Is that what you
no,
mean?
I'm talking about in the trailer they
No.
showed the Divine Beasts.
Yeah.
Oh,
So that was I didn't. It's like that for me was a dragon moment for Breath of the Wild, because even for all the E3 stuff, I didn't see the dragons. Not many people saw the dragons and stuff.
Until one
So
trailer.
I experienced the dragons in Breath of the Wild. First seeing one, you're fresh in Breath of the Wild, and that made that fucking experience. So
Yeah,
then
same
if
for me.
suddenly this happened in the game and I went, holy fucking shit, this is gonna then I would have been fucking cool. But it's that's why I mean it's kind of spoiled a little, because it's something I would have liked to experience for the first time, fresh in the game instead.
Yeah,
of
I can get that.
Okay, I thought y'all were talking about how the rumors of it getting a demo.
No.
I've avoided all the leaks and stuff.
I was
like
talking about there were some people
Okay, that's
mad
what I
that
heard.
maybe not mad,
All
but
the
they
leaks are awesome.
didn't want to know you could play as the Divine Beast, and I'm, it's hard to say if I just got the game, didn't know that, and that moment happened. If it would have been, I was still really.
Probably would have been mind blown.
I was really excited
my
seeing it.
God.
My mind was blown watching the trailer, so I don't know
Right.
if it would have been any more blown playing the game and that happening. But either way,
I think it was gonna be more impressive seeing it in the trailer, because I think those levels are gonna be short, on a rail, without much movement or anything,
Right.
very cinematic. And
Yeah.
I think if you experience that playing for the first time, it's not gonna have that massive impact it had when you saw it in the trailer somehow, where you
Right.
can make it look like a really cool movie.
Yeah,
I agree 100%.
you can tell the one in the Gerudo Desert. That one is definitely on rails.
Yeah, that's
Mhm.
some real stuff.
Yeah, where you're literally just playing that.
Yeah.
You're just
I
running.
can agree
Which
with
is
that.
fine, but
It
it's
looked more impressive in the trailer.
it's a big thing, you want people to know that's something you can also do in this game. That's a departure from like Warriors games or
Yeah.
it was just like
Also,
seeing
just-
the.
I mean, because from Breath of the Wild, you were always under the impression that the Divine Beasts never really got the chance
Yeah.
to
do anything.
Yeah.
Right.
So
And,
Also-
and to know that they did, and so that could even tie into all those little ruined areas. And how did this
yeah,
big
Mhm.
hole
we
get
just
here?
talked about that
Which is
before. Yeah,
yeah,
We-
which
hole
is
in
like
that
awesome
mountain.
now.
Also,
Right.
side note, just to warn you guys, they did data mine the demo and they figured out the other playable characters in the game. So be careful.
I don't want to
Oh.
know that.
I know-
I'm not
yeah,
even-
that's
See, now that I don't
I've-
wanna know.
I've avoided all that stuff.
To be careful. 'Cause
I mean, they might put out another trailer that shows more characters that are playable. I guess like Nintendo could do
That
that
I
themselves.
wouldn't mind per se, but like if it's brought officially and stuff.
'Cause they've
The one
already-
thing I didn't like about the Hyrule Warriors trailer is that half this trailer. That's why I complained about it the first. I remember in the past month they showed sometimes like 5-second clips, of like the Giga stuff and everything, and all
Yeah.
those clips were in this trailer. So I would have locked him out. Like, don't show me all that shit if you're gonna show it in the trailer
Yeah.
anyway, because the trailer would have been much more impressive.
Yeah, if
had
that's when
they
you
not
saw
shown the
Pura
shit
and
already.
Robbie, yeah, that would have been.
Yeah, exactly, and like the evil person and that kind of stuff. Like,
Yeah, but
there was-
I prefer their individual.
I didn't
trailers
mind it
anyway.
either way, but either.
Yeah, I'm cool with it. Honestly.
And then they, announce the demo, and then your save file carries over. That seems to be a trend they've continued this whole, Switch generation that I'm happy with. So, all right, so good direct overall. What do you guys think? This is the last partnership direct of the year. I have a feeling it's
Last partnership direct.
Yeah, I think maybe they could put out a direct for next year, like in December or something. But
well, they've done December directs before, so yeah, I would. And are we still doing the Game Awards thing? I guess.
I'm not fucking watching that.
I am not watching it.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
Is Nintendo usually
Does something.
Yeah, they'll usually give like a trailer. Or
But
something.
they didn't do last year. They didn't really give them much, right?
Nope.
They didn't give them. No, they didn't give them much, but they did. Give
I don't care about anything Nintendo does. Was
Yeah, I'm
trailers
done with Game
and
Awards.
Game Awards because 2 and 3 years later, well, you still ain't got these damn games. So I don't.
And guess what? Cyberpunk is now not eligible for Game of the Year 2020. So it was
good.
It was probably going to win, guaranteed.
Yeah.
It's going to have a lot more competition next year, I think.
Well, the game, to me, the game would either way would have been out way too late for people to go through and say, "Oh yeah, it's a game," but they would have done that shit because it's a popular game that people are looking forward to.
But next year, it's going to have some competition.
It's going to have some competition next year.
So, yeah. Overall, what do you guys think? This direct and just basically their strategy with these partner directs, minis, which are not that many. What do you think of the way they did this last couple months with these? Think it was good, bad?
I think they nailed it with the last.
I think overall, I give like this one specifically. I give like a solid B. That's where I'm hanging.
I don't see any complaining coming out of it. So
no.
I mean, because it was a really nice surprise, and there's some genuinely shocking things in there. Now,
I miss surprises. Aren't they great? You show up, you wake up, and there's a direct, and nobody knew shit about it. And like, thank you.
And as much as
I don't like surprises. They always steal my souls and shit. I don't like it.
I don't even understand why they were just like partner direct, because like you said, especially the last 3, they were just basically normal directs with the amount of stuff they showed, the quality of it. Like you saw like big shit. There wasn't not a lot of small shit. Like for me, this specific one, yeah, I would be with Trell like a B plus, some shit like that. Like it didn't have something that totally blew me away, but like because it showed mostly stuff we've seen already or that we knew already. But like Bravely and even like old No More Hero shit and all that kind of stuff, the Hyrule Warriors stuff. But still, it was nothing but good shit.
Yeah,
I want to say that Bad Latency gets chat comment of the week. That's brilliance. That is some good stuff.
20. Yeah.
Well played.
That is great.
So I'd give this one probably a B. I like the last one. I'd say the last one had a better surprise with Ori and the Will of the Wisp. I mean, a finished game released that day of that magnitude, like that was a hell.
We didn't know.
Where's all these insiders at? I'm glad.
Right.
And I hope a lot of Switch owners pick that up. That if you don't have an Xbox or a PC to play it on, because it's a great port from every basically Digital Foundry's video, and then I haven't seen a whole lot of people talking about or posting anything on Twitter that I follow, but yeah, but I really like this strategy. I just wish they had skipped the first one and kind of maybe combined it with the second.
First two. Even if you combine the first one with the second one, it would have been just as garbage.
It's just been longer.
Like then you get all the rhythm shit with like the fucking like the Shin Megami shit. Like that doesn't make either of them better.
Trash.
And Nintendo, the Hyrule Warriors was announced in the last one too, the same one where Ori, right? That's when it was announced, if I'm not mistaken. It was either the last one or the one before. It was a partner direct where they announced Hyrule Warriors.
Before.
Yeah.
I don't think it was the Ori one.
I think it was the first, the first of the good ones, I think.
Yeah.
I would say it was at least a month ago. But, I mean, I like that. And then, they just kind of had Paper Mario on its own, and then the 3D 35th anniversary Mario thing was its own direct. And overall it hasn't been too bad. But again, like last year, they saved everything for the end of the year. Like, not.
I mean, that's just been Nintendo's
But 2019 we got directs early in the year. But as far as games and stuff coming out, it just feels like they're really focused on the last quarter of the year, basically last maybe thirds of or 1/3 of the year seems like to be their focus.
So have we gotten a Nintendo Direct this year?
No, I don't think
No.
so. No, I
I
can't.
got
like a
3
straight
out
up
of Cat
Nintendo Direct.
Nintendo Directs.
No, shut up.
I feel like we had a mini.
Jesus
No,
Christ.
minis don't count. I want a straight up.
I don't think there's been a straight up official
We haven't had one
direct.
since last November.
I
But
think like we
COVID,
talked
man,
before,
COVID.
E3 would have
Well,
gotten
Nintendo's
one
always-
and they broke it apart for the rest of the
Yeah,
year.
I think it was they split up the E3 stuff. So
Yeah.
But even E3 doesn't count. That's still like E3 presentation. I'm talking about a straight up Nintendo Direct.
They don't exist anymore.
I mean, they have to exist because they're calling shit partner minis and stuff. So that means you still have an idea for or have a penchant for full-on direct.
Well, what was the
partner direct mini and all that kind of stuff? That means that there is still a direct out there.
I'm curious. The last one in 2019,
September, right?
Did that have Koizumi in it? Because that was like, I think that was the best directs when he was on it with his his charisma and snapping.
Koizumi needs to be in all of them.
And I feel like
the last one we saw some of the guys was for Hyrule Warriors. We saw Ilnuma, didn't we?
Yeah.
I just meant like
that's the last time we went. Oh man, we missed you guys, man. You look great where you be.
But I'm trying to think if the last official direct, how I can't even remember the format. It's been so long.
It was September. I think was that one in September. I remember us talking about the year-long drought of a Nintendo Direct, and I think that was in September.
I don't even remember.
It's like what these partner directs have become. I don't even care anymore. These are fucking great.
Okay,
but they're partner directs. I want Nintendo Focus Directs.
Literally going bananas. You're going bananas.
Yeah, because didn't they have one?
You can do both. That's what I don't get. You guys gotta understand. You can still do both.
Nintendo doesn't have anything.
You want a new Nintendo Direct, but like Metroid is being made like over there. Pac-Man, you just got like a Bandai and shit, Retro Studio and shit.
Yeah,
you got a new Pac-Man just now. We're never getting a new F-Zero. So like, what do they have to show? Breath of the Wild alpha footage? Like they don't have anything else.
You know you're playing now. It's like I'm
honestly,
a new Pikmin.
Honestly, I just hope they got a bunch of games that we don't know they're making. Because if they don't, I mean, I've been harping on them as it is. If they don't have a bunch of like games that they're gonna show off for next year, it's just gonna be like, what the hell you guys been doing? But all right, so let's get into
Wild 2 and Odyssey.
Let's get the few of us here, the two of us that tried out the cloud gaming experience on the Switch.
While you guys are talking, by the way.
Who's the two of us?
Me and Clocked It. Did you try it too? Okay.
I'm playing it now while you guys are talking.
All right, so because you said how green it looked. I tried the enhanced performance mode first, and
that's what I played.
Coming from the PS4 Pro, I immediately could feel it was a higher frame rate than the PS4 Pro version I played. Like the character movement speed, the camera speed, everything was snappy, was fast. I have like 230 down, but I only have like 12 to 14 up connection. So it's like I was just blown away by how well it, I hate, pun intended, I guess, controlled, like how quickly the camera turned when I hit the Alex. I felt like there was no input latency at all. Like I was really shocked. That was the one thing I thought would be the worst, and that was the best part of it for me. You wouldn't have been able to convince me it was streaming if I didn't know beforehand. Like it was just, I was really impressed with the way you moved, camera, aiming, everything felt strafing.
I don't have that experience, and I just immediately thought, oh, that's just how the game is. It was super zippy for me as well. I had no problems with that part of it.
And then, well,
Does it have just quick question? Does it have gyro?
no.
No,
It could have
I didn't see it in the control option.
And
I don't see the cloud version getting gyro.
no.
Like,
That's asking a lot to
I
me.
think.
And
it's gonna be super laggy.
it wasn't the Google Stadia instantly playing either. It took quite a bit to get into the game itself. I don't know if that's because a bunch of people were playing it, because I did it the same day it came out. But if Google Stadia is like they're talking like within seconds you're playing the game. Well, this was like I felt like it was at least a minute before I could even do anything. But I was impressed. I gotta say, I was impressed with that. I wouldn't buy a full-fledged game that way, but if there was like a Game Pass like service where you have access to a bunch of games and just do it for a month or whatever, it seems completely viable from my my experience playing. So that was the performance mode for me. I don't. Anybody else got any thoughts on the connection, how it worked?
Yeah,
It's
I
been-
actually.
Oh,
Sorry,
go ahead.
on.
No, go ahead, Galactic. I'll let you go first.
I tried the performance mode in handheld, but the handheld was just unplayable. It was far too laggy in handheld.
Are you on Wi-Fi either way, or are you hardline when you're in the dock?
I've got the LAN cable for the LAN adapter.
Okay.
For
All right.
And were you like far away from your router? Or?
No, it's right next to it.
Okay.
So yeah, Wi-Fi wise, it just wasn't that great. But as soon as I checked on the dock and I tried the enhanced mode, then I had no issues whatsoever. I didn't think the controls in the game were amazing, but I completely agree in terms of I'll tap the analog stick. I think I could probably see a few frames and stuff, but it wasn't going to affect how I was playing, and I experienced that because I actually did play it then. But yeah, I mean, I think we've known that cloud gaming has been a viable option for playing games. So I just think it's obviously surprising to see it, just a quick demo on the Switch, and for it to work so well. Considering, I think that's the biggest surprise. So yeah, I was really impressed. The game looked nice, looked lovely. And it just felt like you were just playing a normal game. You kind of forgot that you were playing a streaming game.
Yeah, I wish the demo was longer though, because it cuts. If you watch the cutscenes, I don't even think you would have been able to play anything.
Well, that's what I learned after the step.
I skipped you all that.
I skipped them.
I knew better.
But I'm like,
I think a stingy demo. I mean,
yeah,
15 minutes.
Even if you were like on the fence about if it was a game you're gonna like, there's nothing in that demo that represents like basically the majority of the game. Like you get
just let you complete the first level.
You get like the pistol, you get to shoot like a few enemies, and then you shoot. You have to, if you get far enough to the executive section there, you have to. There's like a mini boss that I actually died a couple times. I don't remember it being.
Well, my thing is, I don't think the demo is trying to convince you of buying the game. I think it's trying to convince you that the cloud works.
Exactly.
That's what they wanted. That's what they wanted you to do as well. They wanted you to test your connection first of all. If your connection wasn't good enough, then you could even play it. So.
But as somebody who's played through the game, I think if they would have gave you 30 solid minutes, they might have actually got some purchases from that, because you really didn't get to even get into the game to know if it's something you'd even want to play. But
my biggest issue, my biggest complaint with Control always was that when I first saw the game, I'm like, this is a boring looking fucking game. For me personally, especially that beginning section, I've never really seen much of the game outside of some of the early stuff. But man, Control looks like a boring fucking game. As far as my thoughts on the cloud version, because
have you played Alan Wake?
No.
Yeah.
Have you played what's the Xbox One game?
I thought that was Alan Wake.
No. That was Xbox.
Quantum Break.
Yeah.
Oh no, I knew what you're talking about.
Quantum Break.
You know what I'm talking about? Quantum Break. Have you played Quantum Break? That's how those guys make games.
But I will say, that beginning area compared to the controls, one of the most unique visual experiences I've had this generation. Other
It does
than
look pretty cool.
it gets really cool, really trippy, really like every area is like completely unique from the other. Because the whole idea is this house is basically it moves, it's evolving, and then you go to places that are otherworldly, maybe other dimensions. You don't actually get the answers to all that, but you get places. You look like one place looks like a huge quarry, rock quarry out with stars and stuff in the sky, but you're still in the building. So it's just very unique once you get past. I think they've made the base area look so generic just because then it makes all the other cool areas, I think, even that much better.
But as far as my connection spirits with the demo, I didn't really. I'm very much in the same line as you guys. I do actually now want to try handheld mode just to see if my Wi-Fi, if it can run it on Wi-Fi.
Well, do you have a 5G
I had
router?
no problem either way. I run.
Yeah, I have a 5G.
Yeah, I think that's if you don't play it on 5G. That's according to Nintendo Life. That John guy said that on the 2.4 or whatever standard it was unplayable, but on his 5G.
Yeah, well, I would have an older router, so.
Yeah, I ran it on Wi-Fi for both. I use my 5G Wi-Fi connection for my gaming and all that stuff. So that's probably why I didn't have any issues.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna test that when I get the chance then. But it ran smooth. I didn't notice that much of a difference between performance.
No, I didn't either.
So I was like, I can't, because the frame rate seemed about the same and it visually looks about the same, so I couldn't really tell.
I think it probably. Yeah. I'm guessing it probably looked pretty good in handheld mode. I'm guessing.
Oh, it looks really good in handheld mode. That's right.
Well,
it's really good.
The performance versus the graphics in my head doesn't make any sense anyway. If you're streaming, it shouldn't even matter.
Well, it takes more. You need a better connection for the higher.
Oh, okay.
But the interesting thing is, I did both on the same TV, both docked, and other than the ray traced reflections, where you could clearly see the characters reflected accurately in the ground and in the windows, I didn't see any other visual difference, and I just felt you lost the performance. It doesn't feel like it was 60 frames to me in the other version. It just felt like a slower version that looked almost the same. And like I said in the beginning, I was really disappointed with the resolution of everything. And I know it's a streaming thing, but it looked better than if the game was running off the Switch, if they had to make it run on the Switch. But I would be shocked if the Xbox One S or base Xbox version looks like that. I mean, it looks worse to me than what I imagine the base Xbox version looks, because it did not look visually appealing. The particle effects, everything, it just didn't look like the game I was used to playing. It was pretty low resolution, I think, was basically all. And in the game, it's being streamed, but it's running off a server PC. So, and the game's pretty high demanding. So, I'm guessing they didn't put highest end PC components into these servers that's running this game for Switch. So, but I was disappointed. If I was even considering buying a cloud-based game, like I said earlier, I would expect it to. I'm getting the Xbox One X version on my Switch. That would be the only selling point as far as I'm concerned. If you're going to stream a game, is that there's no visual compromise. But maybe the Switch can handle 1080p video, so I don't know. I'm not sure what's going on there. And then the audio delay, for me personally, was very distracting. You'd shoot the gun, and then the gun sound would come about half a second later. And then it was really low quality sound. So it's nothing I would ever do as far as purchase. But if it was like a Game Pass subscription thing, you could play some games for a month and then cancel the subscription. I would consider, that as a possibility in the future. But definitely ain't gonna pay $40 for that when you can pay $40 and get the PS4, Xbox One version with the upgrade.
I paid $20 for my PS4 version.
Yeah, and this is the ultimate with the DLC and stuff, so it's $40 It's the $40 version, but
right. Yeah.
I just don't think I don't see how anybody would buy this, pay $40 for a game that's.
I think.
I mean, they don't.
I'd have to be quite harsh about it. I think you'd have to be an absolute drug dealer to pay.
No, well, I was because I already did my
Jesus.
impression video on this, and I said there are people out there. It may not be a ton of people, but there are people out there who only play Switch, who only have a Switch, and I'm like, well, if that's you, and you want to play, third-party current gen games, then this is a viable option for you to do that. If you have no plans on getting another system or anything like that, then hey, it's better to have something than nothing, right? So
Yeah, and you don't have to buy an
for somebody
SD
like
card.
me,
It's just the entry level. It's the same for Stadia. It's the entry level price for paying for these cloud stream games. And the worst part, about the Switch is something that we discussed, and then something we'll always quickly realize afterwards, is that number one, you don't trust Nintendo whatsoever. To keep this game there. You don't trust the company to keep it there. There's no point in trusting Nintendo online. But then what we found out recently is that the game is going to be taken away, and they'll give you 6 months notice from when they're going to take, the cloud streaming version of your Control.
Yeah, because if no one's playing it,
Nintendo
let's say no one plays it for
online,
6 months, no one's streaming it. Why would they keep the server active if it's pretty much dead at that point?
But this is it. Like, you've paid, it's that entry price. So you would have paid $40, £40 or whatever for this game. Yeah. And this is the difference between digital. The digital will just sit there on your hard drive at least, and it'll just sit there. It's yours. You can keep it there as long as your console doesn't blow up, right? Then the other risk of that game disappearing from the digital store is another issue. But with the cloud thing, you are utterly dependent on those servers.
On the servers.
People have to know it's like you're not paying $40 for Control. You're paying $40 for the permission to open a door. And Nintendo can just remove the room behind the door, and you're standing there in front of an open door without a room behind it. Like,
I still open the door.
Not even
I
Nintendo.
got my money's worth.
It could be 505 games.
505 games. That's their servers and shit.
Yeah, so I mean, this is Terrell, adds another point to the mixture. I feel it's like some people, cloud gaming. Like I said, when I said people, I think you're the drug dealer if you're playing for cloud gaming. I know tons of people who are absolutely in love with Google Stadia. They have bought game after game after game for it, stream it, play it, still play it and stuff, right? But some people will pay that price to stream their game that they want to play, and then when they're done with it, they're done with it. They won't care if it's gone, if they can't go back to it. Some people just move on then to the next game. And what Terrell says, you would have had your fill of that game, so you've earned your £50 or whatever it was out of that game, out of this value you feel, and you're happy to be done with it. And a lot of people like that. That's the same with digital and physical games. People don't care about physical games. Juice will happily sell some of his games, where some of us won't. But when you feel like you're done with something, even though you've paid a price for it, when you feel like you're done with something, you're happy to discard it and move along. And there is a lot of people like that, which is why this, if done right, cloud gaming could be a force to be reckoned with. It could be as big as digital, in terms of people just streaming these games.
Yeah, I mean, honestly,
think about it. It's a good thing. Like I have friends who play video games, but they're not like gamers. For them to be able to like just turn their TV on and play games and not have to buy a box or deal with any of that stuff, dude, that is a huge convenience for a lot of people. A lot of people are going to be totally on for that. Now, the problem is that you're talking about people who own a Switch. That's a different market to try to give them cloud gaming. I think it's one thing to say, "Hey, turn on your smart TV and you can play whatever game you want. You don't have to have a box." But it's another thing to say, "Hey, do this, weird thing on your current box."
Yeah, what happens if you go on the train and you don't have?
Which is all about buying cartridges and stuff. That's what it's all about, I think. So
yeah, because if you go on your travels to work, somebody might have a 20-minute train ride or something. How's that cloud gaming working with even if you got a a hotspot, on your phone. There's no way it's going to be consistent.
What I was going to say was the funny thing about that is the narrative would change. Then they'd be, I'll happy just to play it, in my bedroom and stuff. Then the Switch becomes a Wii U.
Lying down.
Well, just get it on Stadia, and you can play it on your phone, on your PC, on your laptop. And you don't have to play it on one device.
The options are there, but it's
xCloud.
People still have their preferred platforms.
Here's the thing. I think with xCloud, or if I don't know all the details, but imagine instead of just paying $40 to stream Control on the Switch, imagine you buy Control. And it's the physical version on your PS4 or Xbox or whatever. And then you also have access to the cloud version, whether your Xbox Series X has to actually turn on and run the game to your phone or whatever. So that one purchase, that physical purchase, also gets you the ability to play it on your phone, to play it on your laptop, to play it, remotely, instead of just only having the option to play on your Switch when you have a good connection. And I just don't think there should be it should be a rental option. There should be like whatever the price, $5 for a day or something, or $10 for 48-hour rental or something. Binge the game. Maybe you finish it, maybe you don't. Maybe you got to buy another day or something. Just the only option being to quote unquote buy it. I'd recommend anybody who played the demos like, I think I want this game, spend the $40 for PS4 Xbox version, because someday I'm not guaranteed, but someday you're probably going to have one of those systems. Even if you don't now, you might end up with a Series X or a PS5 in the future. Just play it then. Like, spend the $40 now and play it then, when you get the system to play it on. That would be my advice. But
yeah, it's like my thing is like it just doesn't make sense for me to buy, especially at a full game price. Which it is for Control. That's $40. That's the full game price, right? So it's like, no, don't buy me, don't sell me a bag of weed. Just sell me the contact smoke. Just blow it in my face for the same price.
Exactly.
Like, nah, that don't work for me. Give me my bag, please. I'll take my bag home.
Valid.
All right, so we got to get to the Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity demo. And I'm guessing, I don't know, Terrell, did you play it? I didn't hear you say.
No, I'm not going. I'm gonna just wait until the game comes out.
Okay, because
And I'll jump in here because I played just the first Hyrule Field area, and then I turned it off. I didn't want any more.
Me and Clark we're brothers, man. We did the same.
It felt like a demo, and I felt myself rushing as well, because in my mind I'm like, this is a demo. And I was in demo mode, so I want to play this game properly, and I turned it off. So,
yep,
I played it
exactly
properly.
I can still talk about it. I'm just saying that's where I.
No, you can't get talk about it anymore. Fuck off.
I played it. I played it like it was the full game.
Nothing.
I spent about 30 minutes on the first level, going to every nook and cranny before beating the 3 moblins at the end, and tried Impa, tried Link quite a bit. In the main map, there's few areas where you can level up your characters. So Impa and Link, I got Link's moves, 5, the full combo. Impa got, I think, 2 away from hers, and then Zelda, you don't get to upgrade any. So I played each of the 2 main missions with all 3 characters, replaying them, and then there's a couple little mission levels I played with each character. And then there's like some unlockables like the stables, which you can just use to buy items. I did all the forging, all the weapons. So I have all my characters' swords are all, weapons are pretty high powered already. And I put 4 hours and 10 minutes into it. And it's really fun. I'm trying to decide. I think.
Oh, go ahead.
I think Impa's probably my favorite character at this point, but I am liking Zelda better. I just wish I could upgrade her moveset, so I'm anxious to see what the rest of her combos are going to look like past the first 3 button presses.
Impact kind of pissed me off. Something pissed me off in general with the game where, because in old Hyrule Warriors game, every character has the same button layout. It's kind of like Smash if you want to see it like that. Every combo works the same. But in this game, I'm playing as Link, and then you switch to Impa, and the screen keeps saying absorb symbol, absorb symbol. I'm like, what the fuck is that? What does that mean and shit? And they're like shoot symbol, absorb symbol. I'm like, I don't know. And I hit the buttons. I don't know what the fuck they're doing. It's like they're not explaining how she works. So I'm just doing all this shit and I just barely understand it. And then afterwards you play Zelda, and she works completely different again. It's like change runes, and I keep changing the runes. And I'm like, but what is it doing? Like it's just I just don't know.
I just
I
I turned that stuff off. I turned off that because it got annoying.
Retro doesn't know how to play video games with his
That's why.
That's why you
Me
watch.
and clocked it. Said nope.
But either
Nope,
way, even if
so-
you wait till the full game, you're gonna have to. I don't think there's gonna be tutorial in the full game because, as far as I can tell, this
it is the game. Like I don't feel it.
That's
as a
fine,
demo. It is the
but
game.
I would
It's
feel
gonna be the
better.
exact same now.
No, it's not the game. You know it's not going to be the game because it doesn't. It starts off too fast. You're just in there.
Starts off super
and-
fast.
Yeah, it's not. It's
I think
Did
that's
you know
But then
exactly.
again, clocked it. Did you do what I did and skip the cutscene?
yeah.
Yeah, of course it starts off fast.
Yeah.
So that's why I started
It
off
starts
fast, but
off
people-
probably
hit
the
the cutscene.
coolest intro to. It just shows shit happening,
I'll wait for that intro when I can do this.
and then
right
you
here.
get the Hyrule Warriors
That's when I
logo,
watch that intro.
and then you get some more cool stuff, and then you get the Age of Calamity title.
That's so
It's
cool.
it's
well
really
done.
done.
So
It's
nice.
done really well.
Cool. I'll wait for the game. Thank you.
But here, Retro, because you didn't. I don't think you
Jesus.
understood. Each character has a special ZR button. So Link shoots his bow, Zelda blows up the bombs remotely, and Impa, you highlight a character with the symbol or whatever it's called, and then you absorb their energy, and then you get the shadow, whatever you want to call them, version of Impa, the blue, like
'Cause it's just shadow
copies,
stuff.
and then you have little 3 emblems under your special meter. When you get those 3 filled up, she has the max amount of ally, clones, and that's how you get them with the ZR. So
It sounds like Juice knows how to play video games. That's what it sounds like.
well, I spent a lot of time because my save file is going to carry over, so I wanted to get a bunch done. And so, just speaking on the actual presentation, the cutscenes are phenomenal. They're well done. They highlight the potential of that art style, like really clean. I'm guessing 1080p. I don't know. It just looks really clean. But this might be controversial.
Uh-oh.
But I don't think the actual gameplay game. I think Breath of the Wild 2 looks better than Age of Calamity.
Yeah, well, that's not fair. I mean,
But I see a lot of people saying like, "This looks way better." Or imagine what Breath of the Wild 2 is going to look like. I'm like, yeah, it looks clean and it's bright and characters look fine and stuff, but it's missing that Breath of the Wild, like the background stuff. Just you can tell is just
it's pasted back there.
Yeah, it doesn't. The grass in certain areas, the grass looks pretty close to Breath of the Wild. In other areas, it doesn't. It's just
which is fine because I don't think anybody should have been fooling themselves into thinking that this is going to be.
But
I saw a video that said
the thing,
this is.
no, go ahead.
I saw a video that said this is going to. What is it? Age of Calamity is going to be bigger than Breath of the Wild. I'm like, man, why are you playing? Sorry, why are you playing like that?
I've lost the conversation here. So people have been saying that this game looks better than Breath
visually.
of the Wild 2 from what?
No, visually looks better than Breath of the Wild, the first game.
The first game.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I feel like there are elements in this game.
Well, the
that
cutscenes do.
Yeah.
The cutscenes are definitely higher quality.
It's not just the cutscene, because that's what I was going to say as well. It definitely doesn't look better overall, no way, with the grass and stuff. But the textures in this game definitely have a higher level than what Breath of the Wild. When you look, for example, at like dirt textures and stuff. I mean, you guys always like the graphic horrors and shit, and even I noticed this, like the dirt textures, like the sand and stuff. That's definitely higher level than Breath of the Wild 1, but it better fucking be.
I don't think the textures look
game.
Better.
When you have like
I didn't see
you
that
see the
either.
pebbles and that kind of stuff, like I have one of the specific textures in my head that you also saw in the trailer when Revali did his attack and shit. When you see like the sand and stuff, yeah, that definitely looked better than Breath of the First.
I mean, it doesn't have the.
Like I said, it's better. But I mean, yeah, overall, it doesn't look better at all than Breath of the Wild.
The thing I took away from it was that, you know, there's still going to be a disconnect. A lot of people, everybody got excited. We're gonna find out what's gonna happen. You know, 100 years ago, the Calamity War and all that stuff. So you having those Breath of the Wild feels thinking about that stuff. But when you play Age of Calamity, it's Hyrule Warriors.
Mhm.
Like there's no, because you start, you know, playing as Link, and like Link can't do none of this shit in Breath of the Wild. He's just taking out like droves of enemies. So that's when he knocks you back down and realizing that, yeah, this is still a Hyrule Warriors game, you know.
But I will say, and I'm so mad at myself because I wanted to do a hopes and dreams video after this game was announced, and I wish I had, because they pretty much did everything I was hoping. Small stuff, like I know Retro Death was making fun of me, but instead of the generic menu where you're just doing stuff, it's just it's the map of Breath of the Wild where you click on a it's like, looks like a little campfire or whatever or something, and then you put some ingredients in, and then it just gives you an upgrade. Your character gains experience or something, you know. It's like, it's a more interactive way to do the same thing, but it's, you know, the Breath of the Wild. It's not the exact map. It's altered, but it's still pretty close. But it's like, oh, you see this emblem?
That's Nintendo influence, probably.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's not.
Because you see, like, on the map, you see, like, it looks like Zelda, like just a real simple gold silhouette, tiny little. You click on it, and it's like you have these ingredients. You turn them in, and you get. That's how you gain your more advanced combos. Or, you know, you got press the button 3 times, and then it goes. Oh, now you press it a 4th time, you get this new thing added to the combo, and it's like, it seems small, but it's just better than just a game menu for doing that kind of stuff. You know,
I want to respond to that, because you know what's funny about it is technically it's still just a fucking menu. It's just hidden, like disguised as a map. But I find it actually more complicated than the original Hyrule Warriors. In the original Hyrule Warriors, let's say you pick a character, and the character has options. You want to go to the bazaar for the weapons or for anything. Okay, but in this one, you have to look on the map. Wait, where's the stable? That's not the stable. That's the thing. That's not where do you go for my weapons and shit. It seems uselessly intricate in my eyes when it comes to that stuff. I understand what you mean. The fact that it looks like a map is maybe more immersive in a way, but I think it's uselessly complicated. You have to look for a stable on the map to see what is where. I don't know yet if there's like a drop-down menu or anything, but I fucking hope there is.
No, there isn't. And Retro would be a good.
Once that map fills up,
they should hire Retro for one of those infomercials where they're trying to show one product's terrible, and they're showing fumbling around with a product, and they show the new product, and it's easy. Yeah, you got to find a stable. There's 3 stables. I mean, it takes a second. And you see your forge, where you forge your weapons. It's just clearly marked on the map with a.
Yeah, after the first menu, there's 3 fucking things there. Once you go further,
and once you do,
the whole goddamn map is going to be filled with.
And they gray out when you can't do them anymore. They just become lighter, so they barely show up. So you know which ones you haven't done, which ones you've already processed. But to me, that Hyrule Warriors, it just felt generic. And then the other thing would be how a lot of the moves, like the bombs and stuff, felt tacked on in Hyrule Warriors. Like, oh, you got to find this bomb, and then you just can use it. It's not really that effective. He just throws a bunch of bombs, where now it's just like the runes are there. You just hold the R button, and you select Cryonis or bombs or stasis, you know, and it's like part of the game, and it feels.
That's not really true. In the original Hyrule Warriors, you don't have the items in the beginning, and you have to unlock them. A certain level is going to get you, for example, the bomb, and you have that bomb always.
Yeah, but
the
it's
whole
just
game, and you can select it whenever you want.
You throw the bombs. It just doesn't feel like the bombs in any Zelda game. It just felt, hey, we got to have bombs. So I don't remember having boomerangs. I don't remember ever shooting a bow, but it's been a while since I played Hyrule Warriors. But
one thing I will say about this game is that combat wise, I think it's much better than the first Hyrule Warriors. Because, you know, even though I just played Hyrule Field and stuff, I did get to play, you know, Link and
Impa.
What's her name? Impa, sorry. But then my kids completed the demo, you know, by me. I try not to watch it and stuff, but they completed it, so they were playing Zelda and everything. But when I was playing, as input and stuff, I mean, even using cryonics and stuff like that, I was gliding around. I was lifting myself up. I was sliding on cryonics and stuff. You could just do with input and stuff like that. I just character wise, like Retro, I think you made a complaint that you didn't like when you switch between characters, that they all played differently.
No, just that when you started playing with them, that I didn't understand the mechanics they had. Like I was confused.
I think that's a demo. I think that's a demo thing where you've just been thrown in. But I actually love now that even when you do change characters, they even have those additional unique combos for themselves. And I thought the way it flowed and stuff, I thought it was amazing.
And
I
different.
like the wall jumping thing because you talk the move, the wall jumping
thing.
stuff. That's really.
I mean, then you pick up the fire rod, you pick up the electric rod, and you hold L, and it's like you can target. It just feels like more. I mean, it doesn't feel like Breath of the Wild, like T said. It doesn't feel like you're playing Breath of the Wild, but it feels all the Breath of the Wild elements were worked into the game way more naturally and less forced. And then the last thing, which I said before, I was hoping they wouldn't continue the heavy metal remix or the metal remixes of the Zelda songs for this game. Just I didn't think it would fit this game, and they just obviously it's a different, more energetic versions of the songs, but so far they stayed true to the Breath of the Wild style of music, I guess.
The stuff that I wanted to say about the game, because I wanted to say two things about it. I do feel it did what I was afraid of, which is not a bad thing per se. It's just not my preference. It's more Breath of the Wild, I feel, than it is Hyrule Warriors. At least because I completed the demo, and I feel at least from what I played so far is that one, keeps are barely there and they don't fucking matter. So there was zero strategy in it. It's just go to this point, do this, go to that point, beat that enemy, and like the keeps, like they never even mentioned them. They didn't really matter. And the main thing that I personally didn't like too much, and that's just me, which is like, because that's why I like the Hyrule Warriors. The Warriors games in general is like you fight like 100 enemies at like the same time, and you beat the shit out of them. That's what's satisfying for me in Hyrule Warriors. And when they did it on the Switch, they upped that shit so that there were more enemies on screen. And the thing with this one, Age of Calamity, there's a ton of enemies on the screen in the background, but the enemies you're fighting at the same time are so much less in number, where often you're walking somewhere and I feel like I'm fighting one or two dudes at the same time.
Well, once you start clearing them out.
Like that.
And I will say I had a bet planned for us, but once you played the demo and said that, because you were saying you're going to play again, you're going to fight hundreds of enemies at once, and I'm like, I'm looking at footage, I'm like, I don't even see 50 enemies. Like,
yeah, that's a big negative for me.
But right now I have
the frame rate would be worse now.
I have a 20-second clip of me playing as Zelda, not doing a retro and fumbling. I don't know what to do. Like, so this is what happens when you play as the character and you figure out the moves. Of course, it's gonna pause. Figured. Let's start over.
You got your chocolate in my peanut butter.
And yeah, I don't know why it's pausing, but
I'm like, I have 10 fingers. What the fuck?
And I just absolutely wrecked this moblin. And the flurry rush is a cool. I'm glad they added that. Well, this wasn't the better one. This wasn't the right video, but I love her little finishing move where she does the slow motion spin around. But they all have unique. Like, they don't all have the same stasis. They don't all have the same cryonis. They don't all have the same bombs. It's really...
That's pretty cool.
How they switched it up. I think this is the one. Yeah. This is the one here. Oh, no, that's the one I got knocked over when the moblin threw a bokoblin at me. I was
Smash your head.
Just knocked me the fuck out, man. I was not... It's just stuff like that. Like,
clip from you, because that's just straight. That's what you see where they straight up just took that shit from Breath of the Wild and they made
exactly.
Sure, like,
that's why
in the game.
You said that it feels like more Breath of the Wild than Hyrule Warriors, and I'm like, that's like exactly what I wanted. Like, that is exactly what I wanted.
I know.
So it's
Well,
everything.
that's why we had that shit in the beginning, because I was like, nah, Juice, I don't want to fucking want the strategy, this and that. And then, well, you got everything you wanted. That doesn't make this a bad game. And I'm super excited and it's super addictive. But yeah, I was hoping for a little bit more Warriors.
Here's the thing, though. This should be exactly what most people from this game, because it's so clearly tied into Breath of the Wild. Like, this isn't, again, it's not a Zelda love letter game. This is a game that you're actually exploring the story that you didn't get fully in Breath of the Wild. So it should be more of a Breath of the Wild game than it is a Hyrule Warriors game.
I've changed my mind on it. I'm in the it should be more Breath of the Wild than Warriors. And if they remove one or two things, like all the keeps and stuff like that, for the sake of keeping that standard traditional warrior experience, I'm happy as long as there's still a good game there. And for what I played in the demo, I thought initially enemy numbers were fine. And out of all the Warriors games I played, I actually thought the enemy AI in this game, even though damage-wise they still do crap all, I thought they were one of the most aggressive AIs that I've seen in the bloody Warriors game of late.
Well, if it wasn't for
I saw more soldiers running around attacking than I have in.
Do they let you choose
doing nothing?
Do they let you choose difficulty in the in the demo or no?
Yep, I played it on hard, but
I played it on normal. And that's one thing I can randomly throw in and out. I fucking love it that I could pick the Japanese voices and play from the start, because I just really need that for even Breath of the Wild was the first thing I did, and I wasn't sure.
Now they got. I feel like they're better.
I love Zelda's English voice. I love Zelda's English voice. All the other voices fucking bother me in English, so I always like it in Japanese better in this game.
You said we had this argument before. You said you hated Zelda's English voice.
I did.
I know. I hate the voice acting in English because it feels very monotone. I like the tone of her voice.
You're exposed, bitch.
So completely unreal.
I said it when the original trailer launched. I said to you, Clockhead, specifically, that Zelda's crying in this trailer felt 100 times better than her crying in the other trailer, in the Breath of the Wild one, the English one.
You're still wrong. You're still wrong. You're still wrong.
So,
I do feel that. I do feel the game really feels to me the world. Like when you're walking around, and I really got that feeling, like you're walking in the town when everything is still built, and I was like, holy shit. I'm actually walking in the world of Breath of the Wild where everything was still like in one piece. I definitely got that vibe from the game.
I felt sorry for my kids because I did turn around and I watched them play it, and she's like, my daughter's trying to climb over just a small hill. She's like, I want to go over there. Why can't I go over there? I'm like, babes, I go, girls, you gotta remember this is a Warriors game, like Hyrule Warriors.
A lot of invisible walls,
which you play. This is no Breath of the Wild, even though it's Breath of the Wild. It's like that Warriors game. They're like, oh, but I want to go over there.
There's a lot of invisible walls.
You did not. Bollocks.
And little side thing here. If you're anticipating playing Age of Calamity on November 20th on your Switch, and you want to play it and see it the best it could ever look, Best Buy has a pretty massive sale on LG OLEDs right now. So 65 and 55-inch TVs got a pretty big price drop, so I'd highly recommend anybody in the market.
I'm going to say M Classics or something.
I mean, but like, how much are they? I'm just curious.
Well, the 65-inch is $1849. I won't tell you what I paid for it.
No damn TV that big. That's too goddamn big.
The 55-inch is $13. The 55-inch is $13.50. It's never been even close to that. I don't know what the 48. They don't have the 48. On here,
but yourself a little 43 to 48 inch. You don't need no big 65. You looking at the damn.
The 77-inch.
Listen, I want to walk around with big dick energy. All right, I want big dick energy.
Well, here's the part that hurts. Here's the part that hurts me. The 77-inch is now $34.50. That TV was $6,000 when I bought mine, and my 65, I paid pretty close.
You know these things are gonna happen. Just wait.
I bought
you wait forever. It's always gonna get cheap. You can't just wait forever because it's.
That's how it goes with everything.
I still don't have a 4K TV.
I know, but you could say.
USB key. I bought a new USB.
These are like $10 or some shit.
I want a
I'm
new
waiting till that
USB
nigga about
key. I want
$8.99.
You saying something retro?
Sorry,
yeah, that's
Richard.
what I was gonna say. The thing with the prices you have that, like I bought a new USB key, 128 gig. That shit cost me 18 fucking bucks. 2 years ago, I paid fucking $40 for like 60 gigs. Like that shit changes like that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
Like
the
that.
TV prices don't. I mean,
Oh, they fucking do.
TV prices drop all the time. What are you talking about, man?
yeah, you're not gonna get
At
an
least they're in
OLED
Eu-
below
at least they're
that.
in Europe. Maybe it's different for you. In
Yeah, but
Europe,
that's-
you have like the soccer championships. Like
Yeah,
every
you could
fucking
go out
year.
and buy a 200.
Every year you get like crazy fucking TV shit over here.
But
Like,
what we're saying is, don't run out and buy the new shit. Wait a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And save thousands of fucking dollars. You don't. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not saying you're gonna get it for $7.99.
Yeah.
but it's
But no,
gonna
I've
be
been-
way cheaper.
If I can give it for
Wait.
$3.50,
A little bit.
I made the mistake of, for 3 years, those TVs didn't drop below $3,000. But then
I'd have been waiting
the
4
last
years.
the last two
Yeah.
the last two holiday seasons they dropped like to that 1,800 to 2,000 range. But
That shit is not that important to me. I'm gonna wait.
it is not.
Like,
Yeah.
It's.
I'm a cheap bastard.
I don't
like that.
think
I'll
they'll
wait
ever
5
get
fucking years.
much lower than that. But if they do, it's gonna be a while. Like probably 3-4 years before you see significant, like lower than that. But either way, it's just
I was gonna
anyone
say,
looking
before
for a
we-
higher end.
before we-
The prices have already dropped. You don't have to wait for Black Friday.
We all can't be high end like you, Juice.
Black Friday ain't gonna be the
Like,
same this year anyway.
Before we stray way too far off this, and before I forget, because Juice mentioned the graphics and T mentioned this before for a second, and I actually wanted to talk about it a little bit. I'm the last guy who always complains about this shit, but especially coming from Hyrule Warriors 1. When I played the demo, it felt like it was 60 frames per second, but every other frame was fucking missing in this game. It played really choppy for me.
I don't.
don't
It
know
doesn't
why,
play at
but
60.
it really
Okay,
bothered
John
me.
Linneman, or whoever you.
I'm pretty sure it's 30 frames per second.
Yeah, it's 30.
I missed
It's
that
30.
frame. I could feel it. I could see it.
It's,
frame
it's
missing.
30
It's just-
frames. It's 30
It
frames.
played really choppy.
It's got slowdown, but it never affected any of my combo. I didn't feel like it affected
Yeah.
the gameplay for me.
I
It doesn't
felt, I
affect the
felt, I
gameplay.
mean,
It just
Also,
I,
Hyrule Warriors.
I saw the slowdown. I saw the slowdown, but it
Mhm.
never affected gameplay. It's a fucking Warriors game. But at the same time, like I keep saying, it's a demo. Normally, we get earlier demo builds and stuff. This is why I just want to wait for the full game. I'm gonna play it anyway. Yeah, and I know it's gonna be great, but I just want to have the experience from the full game instead of.
Well, you could just wait for the remaster coming to Switch too. Might as well wait for that. Play that with a high frame rate.
It's like with Bravely Second 2. We played the demo not long ago, and then they came back saying, 20,000 people gave us feedback. Yeah, we put it into the game now. The game's coming up in Feb.
Yeah.
It's going to be so much fucking better. It's just in a short space of time compared to what you played, compared to what actually releases.
you
I'm-
guys
I'm-
keep
So
saying
I
that,
like
but
when companies
the
do that.
gra-
I like that.
The demo dropped, and the game drops like 20 fucking days later.
I will say this
No,
though.
but, yeah, but
They changed this
the demo build that you're playing doesn't mean that they've sliced out the first part of the game and gone, here are, it's giving you just a small slice. It could still be a demo build of a previous build that they've had built up. You don't create demos, it's quick, snippy, snappy like that.
I'm gonna
So,
comment on
all
that,
I'm
but
saying
before you go any further, Rakia said that a Warriors game ain't been at 60 ever. Yeah, the original release,
Yeah.
but the Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition has an option. Fire Emblem Warriors has a 60 frames
yeah.
per second option.
Fire Emblem 2, they're buttery smooth, those games.
No, they're not. You're a liar.
No,
Yeah, they
but
are.
What?
I would
Hyrule
guess.
Warriors Definitive
They're
Edition
not-
is
I bet you
buttery
Hyrule
not-
Warriors is probably.
Not locked.
I bet you
Not
Hyrule
locked.
Warriors Definitive Edition probably plays closer to 60 than Fire Emblem for sure, because it was.
It's like 40. It's in its 40s and
Well, high
maybe-
40s, but
Yeah, that's it. It's not locked though. They act like it. They for some reason people go acting like the definitive edition was locked. It's not locked. No, actually, no.
But I will
Warriors
say
game-
I'm surprised to see how this is basically averaging mid to low 20s in Hyrule Age of a Calamity. But getting back to, I'm gonna say it right now, and we'll know on November 20th. I think the full game is gonna start exactly like this demo. I think this demo is the very beginning of the game.
well, it should. It has to.
No, I thought they said that. That's what it was.
But I thought somebody had suggested it wasn't. earlier.
Yeah, they clocked it, and T keep bitching about it's a
No,
demo. It's not the game.
I'm
Oh,
saying
I don't know about
Well,
bitching, but
Oh, throw me in no shit. Fuck,
I'm throwing
He
you
always
over.
does this. Retro can't be fucking trusted.
I think it's going to be identical. The first two the start of the game to first two missions, all your options I think are going to be identical. Because if you keep playing the demo, it has the map there, and you just can't. You click.
I'm like 90% sure this is the beginning of the game. I thought
It has to be because they can't.
Because with the save progress.
bring your options.
Yeah.
it has
You
to be
save
the
over
beginning. It's not what I'm saying, but I'm saying some things feel like they're missing, like your tutorials, like certain aspects of it. And it's like even when I first went to the map, even that felt a bit too just throw you in there and not tell you anything and just move around.
I'm calling it right now. I'm saying it's gonna be exactly the same.
If it is exactly the same, then that's how it is. Then that's something I'll see as a little bit of a negative. I'll feel like it's being rushed.
Well, because I mean, it tells you
the
the moves pop up on screen, telling you what does what as you.
Yeah, I don't think. I mean, Warriors tutorials have never been anything too in depth. All things considered.
Yeah, haven't you played Rise in a Room? It's very similar.
Oh!
But it was. I will say it did help.
Like, hit this button, and you will completely forget about that shit by the time you get 8 hours in. It's like, well, these dudes keep fucking me up, and I don't know what to do. Because in the beginning tutorial, they said that one little thing quickly, you completely forgot about that shit, and now you don't know how to fight certain enemies and shit.
Yeah,
that's a worry.
Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's seeing these caliber Breath of the Wild cutscenes, placed in as they are quickly after these battles. Jump into a map and then you get another cool fucking cutscene. It just maybe that's what's throwing me off.
That's how. Yeah, that's how.
Well, you didn't see the cutscene. I didn't see the cutscene either. So you just jump right in. This shit feels.
Some of them are short. Some of them are shorter. Others are longer.
I watched
like the Impa one where she's running with.
I didn't watch.
The tower goes up.
We've seen that one before. But like as an example, when, like I said, it's maybe I think that's what it is actually. Kind of like I did go to the second area. Just briefly, but very briefly. But then it's almost like you just go there and then they just walk in and then holy shit, something happens.
That's how it's gonna be.
I know, but that's what I'm trying to say. Maybe that's what's throwing me off a little, where I feel like it feels cut up and rushed. But this is just how I'm just gonna have to accept it.
Yeah, because I don't think that's anything to do with just it being a demo. I think that's the final.
Yeah.
And I think one of the things is they have to hit on all these points. They have to go to all the champions. You gotta, certain things have to happen that we know happen, and a lot of the time you click on the map, and then it goes to a cutscene, and then you go into the battle, and then during the battles there's cutscenes. And I will say the Guardian is one tough son of a bitch. Holy crap! Like that's a tough fight in that second mission. Like it takes a lot.
How long do you expect the game to end up being? The full game?
If you just played each level once with, the characters
just straight through, yeah.
I would probably guess like 12 to 15 hours, maybe 10 to 15.
I would say 15 if I.
But I put 4 hours in the demo. I'll probably put at least 40 in the
main story would probably be 15, and then like replay value would be up the roof.
And just to clear up Retro Death, I never really complained about the first Hyrule Warriors, other than that season pass that I regretted buying, where they promise of new content, and it was just new characters to replay
on the same maps,
the base missions, and
I was gonna say you're like we're doing the same shit over and over and over.
I played through the main missions with the initial cast, and then to get these DLC characters, it's like whoever came, I forget who came like in the first few batches. I'm like, okay, what can I do with? I got to play through all the same levels. Oh, okay. Well, I don't really like this level, so I'll skip that one.
The same levels, really, though.
Yeah,
but that's what I'm saying.
The main story levels never changed.
That's what I think it's fun in Hyrule Warriors. Like I said, I play it just to beat the shit out of like thousands of people.
Yeah, but
that's why I like it.
Yeah, but Juice's point is that the only difference when you got the DLC was that you just got new characters. But you were still playing the same levels.
Yeah, I mean,
you gotta see, because you had like the adventure maps, but there was still like remixes of everything. Like you use this level with that stuff, and at this level they changed that to that. There's still like variations on everything.
Really. I didn't care for the adventure map. Didn't work for me.
Yeah, if you didn't care for it.
You just spent 4 fucking hours in this first level, so yeah, we'll see.
Well, there's 2 main levels and then 2 side
What
missions.
the hell was that? That was a lot of aggression.
Yeah, I don't know why he's mad. I just didn't like that the DLC characters didn't add. They talked about the final DLC for the season pass, giving you some Ganon content and this, and it's just like, oh, I can play these characters and just go through all the.
Warriors was very good for people. Although if you liked Zelda, it helped. But if you were a Warriors fan, you could still like very much enjoy Hyrule Warriors. Whereas I think Age of Calamity is way more for Zelda fans specifically.
Yep.
Totally agree.
Than Warriors.
I mean,
fans.
I would play it even if the combat wasn't fun, just for the story, the cutscenes, just to progress through, figure out what happens. But it is interesting how the game starts, and I don't know if that's what Nintendo initially was going to do with Breath of the Wild, or is it something they came up with so you could have that little mini Guardian. But for those that didn't play it yet, maybe you don't want to know. I won't say it, but it's a weird, unexpected thing that happens in the beginning. It's the first minute of the in the first minute of the game, the cutscene.
It's true, we can talk about it, but that's my main complaint about this shit. It's introducing something that I do not want in this universe. It's really cheap.
The man got 5 main complaints. So far.
Oh yeah, of course.
I'm so happy. This is all I ever wanted. This is all I ever wanted in a Hyrule Warriors Breath of the Wild crossover.
Complaining about it.
When it was the game I wanted it to become, but it's more becoming the game you wanted to be. So obviously, I'm seeing now. If it was the game I wanted it to be, you would be having these complaints that I'm having now.
Yep. So anyway, I can't wait to freaking. I pre-ordered it because my birthday's coming up, and Best Buy gave me 10% off if I before my birthday, which, well, that's $6 off. I mean, it's not a lot, but it's better than nothing, and I had gladly pay full price for the game. So,
well, I'm expecting to pay $52 at Walmart. So
that's true.
Yay.
I forgot about the Walmart discount, but it's basically the same, or it's 54, so it was a little bit more.
Roughly.
But yeah, I forgot about Walmart and that $49.99 day one.
They still doing that. I'm gonna keep going.
How do games stay that forever, or just the new games?
Yeah, they stay that, or the new games.
Well, I'm having trouble selling my copy of Mario Kart 8, and no one's brought up Walmart. No one's brought up Walmart yet. I've been waiting for somebody to throw that out there. And I'm just like,
you can get it at Walmart brand new for $52.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Why would you buy a used one for $45? But anyway, yeah, we gotta get out of here. We're running late. So we got more stuff to talk about next week. I'm sure we got new consoles coming out next week. PS5 controllers already for sale. I didn't see any, but apparently they're in stores. Yeah, there's gonna be.
I saw it.
YouTube feed's gonna be getting pretty flooded here next week with.
Well, an exciting launch ever. My friend said this morning, man, the PS5 is out next week. I was like, shit, if you didn't tell me, I would have forgot.
Well, the problem with the PS5.
I forgot Pikmin 3 came out. Yeah,
I didn't know that either.
Pikmin 3 Deluxe came out.
So here's the thing about the PS5. Apparently, they don't have any stock beyond the pre-orders, except maybe a few, a handful in certain stores. Like I can't remember that ever being the case, and it's probably production issues and COVID and all that. But I think so. Here's the question I was going to ask you guys. It's gonna be. I guess we could ask it next week. It's technically beforehand. I was going to ask you which console would you get if you won the option to get either PS5 or Series X, and why? But maybe we should save that for next week. It's not like it's going to be a huge discussion, but I think it'll be more in a few minutes. So
it's going to be pretty fast.
What if someone of us has already bought one?
Yeah. Well, then you'd get the other one. Then choose the other one.
Checks in Juice's background. We did.
Yeah. I wish I got a Series X. You can see it back there. It's a little sloped. The top's a little sloped, but
the refrigerator was there.
I did retweet to try to win the refrigerator.
Oh god!
Even though it won't fit.
Yeah,
but anyway, thanks everybody for tuning in. Good discussion here.
She said.
And look forward to next week, and we'll be back then. So everybody have a good one. We'll see you next week.
Deuces.
Juices, juices, juices.